how did that get there?
Yeah, I get my shoulders been that high the whole time. We're good. It's going. Awesome. Welcome back to A New Lens. Today's episode is about service, responsibility, and what it actually means to protect people. Not in theory, but in real life. My guest today is Sam, a United States Coast Guard veteran who served for 7 years. During his time in the Coast Guard, Sam carried out patrols in South America and Canada, responded to major humanitarian missions like Hurricane Sandy, and spent the final years of his service assigned to maritime security detail for the President of the United States, supporting both the Obama and Trump administrations along the East Coast. That means while most of us only ever see presidential security on land, Sam was part of the unseen layer, the boats, the water, the perimeter most people never think about. In this conversation, we're going to walk through the full scope of Sam's experience, who he was before the military, what those years of service were really like, and what life looks like after stepping out of that role. We'll talk about duty, identity, politics, pressure, and the moments that stay with you long after the uniform comes off. Sam, thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me, Will.
So to start off, can you just tell us a bit about your early life? Where'd you grow up, and what you were like before joining the Coast Guard?
Yeah, so I'm born and raised in Connecticut. My father was actually in the Coast Guard, and my oldest brother was in the Coast Guard. And it was never like a thought to me to like join the Coast Guard. I wanted to join the Army for a while. I wanted to jump out of airplanes, and like I went to a recruiter. They're like, "Hey, we can get you to jump out of airplanes." I'm like, "Sick, sounds awesome." I was ready to sign, and then my brother's like, "Hey, let me show you something. Let me talk to you," and he convinced me to join the Coast Guard. But like as a kid, I was into sports. Was not great in school. I just couldn't pay attention. Like classic. I'd rather be outside doing something than inside reading.
Mm.
Um, then high school happened. I was playing sports, baseball mostly. The grades were kind of shitty, so couldn't play on the high school team. So I found another team. I grew up with three brothers. Um, my dad is a firefighter, so life was a little crazy
Oh,
at
sure.
times. Yeah, my mom babysat. A lot of kids were always just running the house, kind of like chaos all the time. So I mean, maybe that kind of helps, like how I felt like I worked under pressure. I guess like
Mm.
it kind of just always was growing up with me.
Yeah, so you just kind of felt like this, I don't know, like a drive to like join like a service branch.
I feel like kind of like looking back on it, kind of felt like it was my only option. Like
Mm.
like I said, I didn't enjoy school, and I wanted to just do something that was like active. And like as growing up an American, like you're kind of like pushed into it almost, right? Like you
Yeah,
either have one or option or the other. And mine was join the military, and I did.
sure. I mean, the advertising to join the military is very predatory.
Yeah, it absolutely is. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like every other commercial almost. It's actually kind of wild, right? Like Geico wants you to join up, which is insane.
Yeah, it's true.
Um, so, how did your family and friends react when you told them you were going to join?
Um, my friends reacted like they were happy for me because they also were like kind of in the same like boat as me. Like they weren't sure what they were gonna do after high school, or they're gonna go to college somewhere else, and then they didn't get accepted into the college, and then they try to join the Marines. Like
Mm,
so, most of my friends were kind of in like the same area as me, so they were like, "That's awesome, dude! Like, good for you." My parents, they were happy that I wasn't jumping out of planes in the army.
oh,
Like,
sure.
my mom was like, "You're not going to do that." I'm like, "Well, that's what I want to do. That's what I feel like I'm called to." But my older brother talked me out of it by saying, "Hey, do you want to go to the desert, or do you want to go to a beautiful island in the Caribbean?" I'm like, you know
Oh,
what? You
yeah.
kind of got me on that, so I decided to do that.
That's cool. That definitely sounds like a better option.
I would agree. I think so.
Yeah, there was definitely a time where I was like looking into the Coast Guard if, this whole marine bio thing didn't work out. I was gonna just like,
Just
yeah,
it's
why
never
not,
too late.
right?
I guess
Yeah,
if
it's never
if
too
you
late.
really want to try, like, why not?
Yeah, yeah, who knows? Uh, Before you headed off to training, what did you imagine military life would be like? And when you were in, how did it compare to what you envisioned?
I guess I had a pretty good idea of what to expect. My older brother is 9 years older than me, and he was in the Coast Guard when I was in high school. So like I didn't really see him those 5 or 6 years, whatever, however long he was in.
Mm.
And we talked, and he told me how life was on the ship that he was stationed out of in South Carolina. So I had like a really strong idea of like, oh, okay, this is like the day to day. This is what I'm going to expect to do, kind of deal. And then the stories my dad would tell me were completely different. I mean, he was back in the 70s and the 80s, so like
Oh, yeah.
he would tell me one thing, and I'm like, I don't know if that's still even a thing
Mm.
because like this is 30 years later, and so I had a really like general idea of what to expect in the day to day. And my brother warned me before boot camp. He's like, it's just a big joke. It's a big game. And
Oh.
like, I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, they're not going to do anything. Like, they're going to try to make you uncomfortable, and you're just going to have to play the game. I'm like,
Mm.
okay, I could do that. And then I got shipped off to boot camp, and it was my first time ever being on a plane was
Oh.
going to boot camp to Cape May, New Jersey. So like I flew out of Bradley Airport in Connecticut to Philadelphia to take a 4 hour bus ride. So it was like an hour long flight. I'm
Yeah, I was
like,
gonna
this is
say,
wild. Okay, like cool. And then the 4 hour bus ride, you're with everybody you're going to be with for the next like 8 weeks, and you
yeah.
don't
Oh
really like it
wow.
doesn't really sink in that like, oh, this dude next to you is going to be next to you for 2 months.
Mm.
And there was like about 100 of us, I think 125 of us at the time. um, and then we pulled up and it's dark. I went in September, so
Okay.
it was probably like 6 o'clock. I don't really remember, but it was pitch black outside, and this dude just walks into the bus and starts screaming. And that's when I was like, oh shit, this is like real now. This is like a real
Yeah.
thing. It was a wild ride.
Yeah. They don't give you any time then, like to acclimate or anything. Like,
So the guy gets on the bus and he's not like screaming immediately. He's just loud talking and explaining what you need to do. And
okay.
then the screaming kicks in. Like as soon as you do your first like sir yes sir kind of deal, like it's game on. From
Mm.
they're in control. There's no going back.
I mean, is it what you expected?
I think the bus trip in, yeah, like you've seen videos of it. Like, I mean, how many movie tropes are there of the drill sergeant getting on the bus and
Sure.
screaming?
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. You go line up in the little footprints outside, and then you run in, and then the part they don't show you is like you go into right into a classroom, and everybody starts talking really normally.
Oh.
Like, but then you have like the company commanders are called in the Coast Guard. They'd just be like walking around like sharks. So like
Mm.
if somebody like did something, they would immediately correct them, and everybody else would be like, "Oh shit,
Oh
I gotta sit up
man.
straight and like listen." Um, but like the person giving like the class or like the lecture was like just a regular person who that was their day job. So they're just like, "Okay, we're doing indoc now, indoctrination," which is wild, but
Yeah, it's crazy to call it that.
yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
That's why they shortened it to indoc, so you're not
Yeah.
like, "Oh, what am I being indoctrinated
Oh, dude,
into?"
what? What was the most challenging part of boot camp for you?
Not laughing. I'm gonna be dead serious. Like the hardest part for me was not laughing and getting screamed at, because like it's funny when somebody next to you is getting yelled at, and you're
Mm.
like, I can't laugh at that, but then you crack up, and then you're getting yelled at,
Oh
and then it's like
man.
a chain reaction of everybody just like, oh shit, man, like why did I start laughing? Um, I mean, waking up every day at 5 a.m. to like bright lights being flicked on and somebody yelling fire, 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 to get up
Mm.
and run outside to go do physical activity, like you get used to it, but it doesn't change. Every morning you wake up and you're like, oh, it's time to wake up. It's time to run outside. And again, it was in like September, October, November, so it was pretty cold. Um, I feel like some of the coldest days were like maybe 15 degrees, and just right
Oh
outside,
man.
right outside.
Oh yeah. I mean, for what, like hours at a
So
time?
we would do like we'd get up at 5:30. I don't even remember because it was just like a blur, like 15 years ago now at this point. And we wake up, run outside, line up. And if we weren't lined up right, we'd get yelled at. And we'd have to go back inside and do it again.
Oh.
Then we'd go for like a jog, not like anything crazy. We'd do like a group run. We do like push-ups, sit-ups. The Coast Guard's big on flutter kicks, so like like you're laying on your back and you're just kicking your legs until you're screaming. So we did a lot of those. Then we'd go upstairs, you'd shower, get your uniform on, and go get breakfast. And then breakfast was kind of chill, like you get like your 30 minutes. Like, hey, you could talk to the people. Like you could just kind of like nothing crazy, but like you could shoot the shit a little bit.
Sure.
And then after that, you usually go do some type of class till like 2 o'clock or like whenever they would get us lunch. Again, time was kind of like irrelevant because
Sure.
I didn't have to think about anything. They're just like, hey, we're gonna do this, and you go do it.
Wow. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a lot of like it is structured, but it's not constant. Like you're not being berated all day every day. Like you would go into a classroom and the company commanders would leave, and it would just be again a regular person be like, hey, we're going to go over history lesson today, or we're going to go over like command and rank structure. So it was you're getting taught things in like a normal way. So like that was kind of cool. Like it wasn't all just screaming, but when there was screaming, there was a lot of it.
Sure. I'm assuming like the contrast to like your dad's experience is like way more screaming.
I don't know because like the Coast Guard seemed to evolve a lot post 9/11. So like back then it was crazy. Like he showed me pictures of dudes in full beards, like they were like smoking weed on the ship, like shooting machine guns into icebergs, dude. And I'm like, yeah, what is this? Like, so I'm sure it was completely different. Like my brother gave me some like experiences of his, like they're running on tables, like they're like pushing people. Like when I went, they couldn't touch people. So like that had changed, which is probably a good thing.
Definitely.
But my experience was chill in a way. Like it was kind of weird. Like it was almost like relaxing at a point because you just got into such a good routine that you didn't have to think. And I mean, I know that's part of the whole like reprocessing your brain kind of deal, but it was nice after a while. Like when week 7 came around, I'm like, damn, I have to leave this. Like this is I'm gonna miss this.
Wow. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. Obviously, boot camp. There's some good parts to boot camp. It seems. Was there anything like funny, like some sort of pranks or like nicknames and things?
So like I said, I had trouble not smiling and laughing at things. So I got put on what they like to call Exile Island. So like whenever we march in formation, there was like a group of like 6 of us just in the back that got exiled out of the group for doing one thing or another. And I was like, I got put there twice. Once for laughing, and I was there for like 2 weeks. Like it wasn't like a quick thing. And then the other thing was like my laundry. So like our racks, they're called, like it was probably like as big as this table, right? And they would lift up and you'd put all like your uniforms. And I had like one of my shirts on was like turned the wrong way during an inspection, and I'm like,
Whoa.
oh shit, they're like island. I'm like, motherfucker. Like, so I was just, on Exile Island for another week because my laundry was slightly turned to the left.
Oh, dude, I can't do. I'm too all over the place to like even remember where my socks are.
We have they're called like a ditty bag. It's just like a mesh bag that you put your dirty laundry in. So I had to carry that around with me like the whole time. Like when I'm on the island, and like just my a couple of my dirty laundry, and just walk around with it.
A ditty bag,
Yeah, a ditty bag.
like
yeah.
P Diddy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
okay.
That's wild.
Then
I think that was before, right?
Oh, it was much before. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he was doing it at that time.
Yeah.
But we didn't know about that.
Yeah, we didn't know.
But I think one of the funniest things that I remember happening was one day, like, so in the chow hall, there's huge windows, right? Like, and you could look out into like the parade field, it was called. So you're not supposed to look out the windows. And one day somebody looked out the window because there was another company getting ready to come in and eat. And like one of the company commanders gets up and he like beelines right over to this guy, and he's like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm looking out the window. He's like, what do you see? And like he's like, get up there, go look out the window. And he hands him like 2 of the glasses. He's like, I want you to look out the window, like, and tell me what you see. And he's like, I see the wind. And then the company commander's like, how do you see the wind? Like, and like when I say the parade fields are clean, like there's no leaves, there's nothing. Like so
Mm.
you really like there's not a lot of trees there either. So like you can't see the wind.
For
I
sure.
assume you saw the wind from the flagpole like whipping, but like sitting there, everybody starts bursting out, just dying because this dude is standing up against the window with two cups, like saying that he sees the wind, which you can't see
Yeah,
the
that's like the
wind.
worst
And
answer.
like I know it was because he was panicking. Like I know it was because he was put on the spot, but like I just remember not. I mean, everybody started losing, so we got whipped afterwards. Like
Oh
we
man.
all ate shit for that, and I'm just like,
Damn.
dude, don't look out the window. There was a thing called eyes in the boat. Like you always had a fucking eyes in the boat. Like you're
Oh.
looking through everybody, looking past everything. You're just like eyes in the boat, like daily. Like that's what you just start thinking that eyes in the boat. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Don't look anywhere else but straight.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's wild.
Well, I mean, that's got to be like some sort of like there's a reason for that, right? Like when you're out in the field, there's got to be
See,
some.
I don't know. I think it's just a discipline thing because like as soon as you get out into the field, like you get put on like at least in my situation, like on the cutter I was on, like there's helm watch. So like you have like a lookout. So like the person is supposed to literally be scanning like the horizon
Mm.
constantly. So like having your eyes in the boat, like I'm sure there's like some old school like nautical reason for it, but none that I know.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, so how did the weeks of training change you as a person, and in what ways did you feel different on the day you graduated boot camp from the day you arrived?
So like the first week was really slow. Like again, it was just a lot of like classroom, getting your uniforms, like getting set up in the medical system, getting all your like vaccines and everything, like just a lot of that. Um, then like weeks 2 through 6 were just again more classes. Like we had seamanship classes, like learning how to tie knots. A lot of PT, as
Mm.
you can imagine. We did obstacle courses, which were cool. You know, like the standard boot camp stuff. Like I guess we had like firearms training. There's like a week. Like they're kind of. I think they were split into weeks. Like I'm really trying to remember, but I remember we would like march down like 3 miles away. It seemed to the firing range and then do
Mm.
that.
So just like Full Metal Jacket.
Pretty much, yeah. Like other than like people going ballistic, like I didn't have anybody go crazy or anything.
Mm. Yeah, I
Like
mean that's.
we had people get held back or like reverted. They had this thing called ramp at the time or pep. They changed it like halfway through, and it was basically like you're fucking up so bad that you need to go to intensive training. Like, and you're
Whoa.
just getting and that's just like where you did not want to end up because if you fail out of that, like you're kicked out.
Oh
So like you
sure.
don't want to go there. Like you go to ramp for 2 weeks, and I can't remember exactly what it stands for, but I just remember like these people were running around like saying they're like chanting ramp, 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 like everywhere they went, or some like
Whoa.
other like phrase, like, and you knew where they were because they were chanting. And they wore like the life jackets, like the PFDs, like like the really dumb looking ones, like that
Yeah.
they have on the boat, like
Yeah.
those ones. They're just running around with that everywhere, man, and like you knew, and like you felt bad for them, like,
Yeah, I
but
mean they mark you. That's crazy.
you also like I don't want to be that person. Like I
Yeah.
was happy to be on Exile Island and not in Rampart for 2 weeks.
Oh no, that seems brutal.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah. Uh, so after boot camp, you spent a lot of time at sea patrolling waters around South America and Canada. So for those who've never been on a Coast Guard cutter, what is life like during long sea patrols?
Man, it was some of the best times of my life. And like I look back and I miss it so much. Like I miss that. Like my last job was cool and all, but like being on the cutter, dude, you're with your boys. Like
Mm.
there's like 120 of us. We had like 4 girls on the boat. And obviously they had their own separate section. But like it's just the boys, man. Like and I know it sounds kind of like toxic, but it wasn't. Like it was just we all became actual brothers more or less. Like especially
Mm.
in my like we call it berthing areas, like where you sleep in your lockers and everything. We were in the back of the boat. Like I was in engineering, so they were like, all right, all the engineers, all the dirty boys in the back, like get to stay back there. And so like we didn't have anybody like really. overlooking us like the other berthing areas that forward did, where like the
Mm.
officers were sleeping above them.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it was a kind of a free fall for us in the back. And so like our day to day was when we're underway. So like we'd go out for like 2 months to like I think 90 days was our longest.
Mm.
And get underway, and then you're just working a 7 to 3 job, like your day job. So like I was
Okay.
what's in auxiliary gang was what it was called, a gang, and so I was in charge of not in charge of, but I was like tasked to take care of all the auxiliary machinery spaces, all like the heating and cooling, the HVAC systems, like
Mm.
all that kind of stuff, non-propulsion based. So like the engine room was its own thing. That was main propulsion. So like those
Oh.
guys did their own thing. So I'd do like day to day work. But most of the time it was just standing watch. So
Oh.
like if we didn't have enough people, we'd stand double watch, which sucks because like you do like 8 a.m. to noon, and then you do 8 to midnight. So like, and you're just
Yeah.
on that for however long.
Dang.
So that kind of would be annoying if you had like I hated having the what was it, mid watch, so midnight to 4, or no, the 4 to 12s. Wait, what, 4 to 8s, 4 to 8s, because you're getting up at 3:30 on watch until 8, do your regular job, work ends at 3, and then you're going back
Oh.
on to watch until 8.
Oh
So it's just
no.
a long day, man. Like,
Yeah.
and watches, it's 4 hours, and every hour I had to walk around and just take readings of all the machinery equipment, make sure like nothing's the 3 F's they call it: no fire, flooding, or fornication. Like that was what I was on the lookout for, basically. Like,
Okay.
yeah, and I
Yeah. All
found fire once, I found flooding once, and I did not find the other F.
right.
Like,
Probably for the
yeah, I was like, thank
best.
God. But yeah, that was it. Like, and we'd be out for 2 months at a time. We'd be on our whatever our patrol was. Like sometimes it was AMIO, it was called the Alien Migrant Interdiction Operation.
Mm.
So we'd be basically like off of the coast of, like, let's say Colombia or Honduras, and we'd just be doing back and forth, and like
Whoa.
so a couple times you just don't say anything for 3 weeks, like, and then you'll get like a tip, like, oh, like the Navy would be like, hey, we saw these people over here, and we'd try to go and catch them, and if not, we didn't even see them.
Hmm.
um so we'd be out 2 weeks at a time, and we'd go into a port for like 2 days. And if you got lucky, you weren't on the duty rotation, so you could get off and have a blast.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I got screwed, not screwed, but like I got stuck standing duty for the 2 days. So
Mm.
I would walk on the pier and be like, oh, sweet, I've been to Panama. Like everybody else is like in Panama, and I'm like,
Yeah.
so I've been to Panama, but I can't tell you anything about Panama.
Oh,
Like,
damn.
yeah,
Yeah, that kind of sucks.
it does, but it's what it is.
Yeah. So, like, what would like typical missions and duties that you would have on patrols? Like, did you encounter like smugglers, perform search and rescues, or like other high stakes
Did all the
situations?
above. Yeah. So like the drug smuggling is like it was hit or miss. Like again, you need to be in the right place at the right time, get the right information, and actually be able to like find the person in the vast ocean.
Mm.
So I think on the 3 or so patrols that I did down in like doing those, like the alien migrant interdiction operations, um, I want to say we got 2 that we caught. One got away, then the Navy caught them like the next day, and then there was one where us and the Navy worked together, and we pulled, it was like $75 million worth of cocaine,
Whoa.
and I just remember like them dropping bales from a helicopter like onto our flight deck, and like
Wow.
my team for the flight ops was like, run up there, grab the bales, and then run away. Like, so like you just have this helicopter coming in, swinging, dropping like a whole bunch of payload, and you go up, grab it, and then do it again
Oh
for
man.
however much $75 million worth of cocaine is.
Yeah, probably a lot.
It was a long time, yeah, dude. It was a while.
Oh my
Um,
god.
yeah.
What'd you do with it?
So we would bring it to Guantanamo Bay. Yeah,
What?
yeah. We'd just deliver it. We drop it off, or we'd bring it, like give it to the Navy to like get rid of, to dispose of
Oh,
it.
whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
Guantanamo Bay is a wild place.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
interesting.
So you've been
Yeah,
there.
I've been there. Yeah,
Have you been like out of the ship on the island?
yeah. So there's like there's a bus you're not supposed to get on. It's like the Camp America bus. That's like the detention center,
Mm,
and like as you can imagine, it's really strict.
mm.
Like where you could go on the island, but they have a Walmart. There's like a Taco Bell and a bowling alley and a
Whoa,
Burger King.
whoa,
It's
whoa!
crazy, dude. It's
What?
like because you're like pulling into the bay and like you see like jungles and everything and like like Cuba, like it's awesome. Then you get there and it's just desert, and it's just like where am I right now? Like what place am I at? Like where did I end
Yeah.
up? And yeah, then you see the buses coming around. You better get on the right bus, or you're going to the wrong place, and you're
Oh
getting in
no.
a lot of trouble.
Yeah, they're gonna keep you
Yeah, probably. Honestly,
there.
yeah. So we drop people off, and yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Okay. Can you share one of the most memorable incidents from your patrol days?
Definitely the helicopter swinging in tons of cocaine. Like that was again, that was like one of the reasons I joined the Coast Guard. I guess is to stop drug smuggling and
Mm,
like you know you hear like I want to say the glory stories that people say like, oh, we chased this drug runner down, like we chased these people down. It's a lot harder to chase people down than you think. Like they're not stupid. Um, they know what they're doing, and it's their livelihood. Like
oh
their
yeah.
life is on the line trying to get this stuff across the ocean.
Oh sure.
And there was one time I remember when I was breaking in as a boarding team member. We hear like our general quarters or general emergency alarm go off. Like we're like, hey, we're gonna go do this boarding now. It's a non-compliant vessel. Like the helicopter spotted it, and we're gonna go chase it. I'm like, awesome, this is cool. So I go like get all my gear on, and they hand me like an M16, which the Coast Guard is underfunded. So like an M16 is like 26 inches long. Like
Mm.
it's a big gun, right?
Okay.
And no, it's like 36 inches long. What am I talking about? It's like a 16-inch barrel plus the rest.
Eh,
And so we're on a little Zodiac boat, over the horizon boat it was called, and it's pitch black at night. And all I remember is like laying in at the front of the boat, eating the waves because we're going as fast as the little boat
Mm.
can handle, and we're just chasing this rooster tail that you see off in the distance. Like the helicopter has a spotlight on.
Oh my god.
And so, we were chasing it. And their boats are three times. They are the typical drug cartel drug runner boat. Like you're not going to catch it. So the helicopter would go catch up to it, do warning shots, and then they would stop and wait for us to catch up. Right. So then at that point, it's a compliant vessel, and the helicopter
Mm.
can't do anything. So
Oh
we'd have to catch up,
wow.
and then the boat would go again. So it was cat and mouse for like as long as we were allowed to chase them.
Crazy.
Yeah, and that was the one the Navy got them like the next day. So
Okay.
like we had to stop for one reason or another. Like uh, there's like the jurisdictional triangle where you could like
Mm.
meet or like where your jurisdiction kind of meets its end, I guess. And I think that's what happened. I just remember it being so overwhelmed at the time. Like I'm like, am I gonna have to use this gun? Like what is gonna happen? So also I remember is, hey, we're turning around. I'm like, cool,
Okay, yeah. Do
cool.
most of those like I don't know, end up with captures rather than just like destroys?
A lot of the time, so they'll always take the drugs off the boat when they do capture them, and then they do what's called scuttling. So like
Mm.
which I've scuttled the boat before, which is awesome. We did a search and rescue, um, and it was like a sailboat, or yeah, I think it was a sailboat that was like just no power, like they couldn't do anything, like the sails were smashed. I don't know. It was again, they're coming from like Haiti or something, so like
Mm.
when I say sailboat, it's really loose. Like it's just a floating object at this point.
Oh man.
And we took a bunch of people off that, and we had to scuttle it. So I got up on the 50 cal and I just ripped holes into it until it sank.
Wow, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it was
awesome.
a lot of fun. Like that was definitely a fun part.
Sure, yeah. So when you're not like involved in all the action, how are you and the crew like staying motivated and keeping busy?
So there was a lot of like morale things we would do. Like from what I heard, the ship I was on was really high on morale. Like we had a great commander, like or a
Mm.
great captain, I should say. Like he was an awesome person. Like he would organize like softball games and stuff. Just keep the crew like together, which I really appreciated it because like I
Sure.
expected everybody to just kind of hate each other at one point, but you definitely got tired of certain people. Like I'm
Mm.
not gonna say you don't. You know, you're living with these people for months at a time,
Yeah.
and you deal with the same shit every day. Like like there was a guy who slept in front of me, like at my feet, and every morning like he would have his alarm clock be a marching band just to wake us everybody up. I'm like, dude, come on, we're all
Damn.
trying to sleep here. Like,
Yeah.
so little things like that would get on your nerves, but whatever. At the end of the day, you know why they're here, like you know why you're here, and you kind of just like deal with it. But we had a lot of morale. We actually had it was flight deck wiffle ball, which was a lot of fun. So
Okay.
like we there's like these things called flight cups where like you tie helicopters down to or whatever. It's just like a hole in the flight deck and then like NX. So you
Mm.
could tie things to them. And we would tie like a long string to it and tie a wiffle ball into the other end and we'd play wiffle ball on the flight deck.
Oh,
So,
cool.
like you're not trying to lose the ball over the side.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
like we did things like that. Like we had two gyms on the boat, which
Mm.
were which lifting weights on a boat is one of the most wild experiences
Oh,
ever.
actually, yeah.
Like, cause you'd be like trying to do like bench press, and all of a sudden the weight is really light. Like, and this is in like really calm seas, right? Like, if we're just like in like what I would say like 2 foot, 3 foot seas, like I was on a 270 foot cutter, which isn't like the biggest, but it's big
Yeah,
enough,
it's
right?
big.
So like if we're in like 2 to 3 foot seas, like you're lifting great, but then you get to like 6 to 8 foot, and like sometimes you're like, oh shit, left side's way heavier, like right
Oh,
side's way
yeah.
heavier. So it's just
Wow.
like it was just an experience like that. It's little things like that you never think about. Like you would never consider, oh, I'm gonna
No,
go lift
definitely
weights,
not.
and then like,
Yeah.
oh, this 200 pounds is like 80 pounds now.
And then it's 400.
Yeah, exactly. Literally though, so like we always had a spotter, like all the time, like, and luckily, like everybody kind of worked out
Yeah.
because it was a
Yeah.
thing to do.
Yeah. It's the
Like
culture.
we definitely watched our fair share of TV. Like I tell people will be like, "Oh, have you seen this movie?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've seen the movie." They're like, "Oh, like what's your favorite part?" I'm like, I can't tell you because I haven't seen the whole movie.
Oh,
So
yeah.
like, people would just be like in our little lounge, which I had 21 man berthing, and we had like a 2 person couch and a 3 person couch in probably like a 10 by 10 foot room with a TV on the wall.
Okay.
And so everybody's always trying to cram in there and fight over the couch. Like
Yeah.
you want the best
Yeah.
spot, right? So like I'd go in, I'd be like, oh, what are we watching today? And we watch a movie, and then I'm like, oh, I have to go do something. So I come back and like I can't tell you how many times they watched the movie Jack Reacher. Like, and it was just
Mm.
on perpetually because somebody's like, I want to finish it. I'm like, dude, I've seen this part like 15 times now. So like there's so many movies, dude, that I've just seen the same part like over and over and over and over, and things like that we would do for fun. We'd have karaoke.
Nice.
Uh, it's a lot of like things like you just wouldn't expect. Like
Sure.
we have game night, like video games. We have hot dog eating contests, like things
Mm.
like that. Like you stay busy. You definitely stay busy.
Okay. Yeah. Did you have any like unique traditions or rituals? Like for example, some sailors celebrate crossing the equator with like a shot.
I mean, yeah. So like a lot of it was more for like the crew, right?
Mm.
So especially with officers, like when they got their first rank, they would have what's called a wedding down, and it was just like we're gonna get everybody as drunk as possible, and like
Or
so like and like people are always coming and going, so like you're getting like these people who are getting promoted, and it's like wedding down. I'm like, and you're just getting hammered at their cost, and it's great. It's
oh.
awesome time. Like the trope of sailors drinking is, in my experience, very true.
Okay. Yeah.
Like some to some people's detriment, but like most of the time, it's just a lot of fun.
Sure. Do you sing like sea shanties?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think it was like that. Like, no, I don't remember singing a sea shanty. I mean, we did karaoke, like I said, but I
Yeah.
don't think there was any shanties
So you're
involved.
not that
No, it
fun.
wasn't that fun.
um. Yeah. So. Ah man. Like what was your favorite area to patrol? Like you've been to cold and hot. Like what's better? What's different? What challenges did you face like compared in each?
So hot was boring because like if there was no activity, there's no activity. Like you're just going again. you're doing the same thing in like in the North Atlantic, like off the coast of Canada and Greenland where we were. Like you're doing the same thing, but you're also doing like fishery operations. So like
Mm.
we did a lot of boarding of scallop boats. Oh, I have a good story for that.
Okay.
And like like trawling vessels, like we go on, we do boardings on them, and make sure that they have all their equipment. Like I carried this like club around, and I had like check the gear to make sure that like
Mm.
it could fit through, so like the spawning fish or whatever could get through it.
Mm.
Um, a lot of that in the North Atlantic, almost none of that in the South. Like it was kind of like a completely different mission. So the
Huh.
South was as nice as it was. Like the port calls were awesome. It can be really boring. Like
Yeah.
I mean, deathly boring, dude. You're just like out there, and it's again hot. Like I remember one day I was in the engine room, I watched, and it was like 126 degrees in the engine room, like, and
Oh.
we go into like heat stress management where you can't be outside or out there for more than 5 minutes or whatever it was, and then you go outside and like I'm gonna try to cool down outside off the coast of Honduras, and then you're like, oh wait, no, I'm not. Like, so it was I don't know, man. Like it was nice because it was beautiful. Like you're in the tropics. Like the port calls were fantastic. But like off the coast of Canada is not that bad in like August.
Okay.
You're just kind of doing your thing. But also the coast of Canada in November can be negative 46 degrees and the worst experience of my life.
Oh, sure. I mean, I'm definitely surprised about like the fisheries operations with the
Yeah.
Coast Guard being involved. I thought that'd be more like something that NOAA would do.
No, so we wake up at 6 a.m. and we would tell these, mostly in my experience, scout boats, hey, we're going to board you. And trying to get onto like an 80-foot scout boat from your little boat is kind of challenging. Like,
Mm,
you have to just wait until the boats like meet each other and then you have to jump. And you're in all your gear, so it's like not the most graceful thing.
for
Like, and
sure.
people like die like that, like getting
Yeah,
on and off,
yeah.
which is usually like more dangerous than dealing with the crew, because again these are just like fishermen who are trying to earn a living. Like
Right.
they don't want you there, but like more often than not they're like,
Yeah, they're
yeah,
compliant.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. But one of my most memorable ones was it was negative 46 wind chill, and the boat we boarded had a major engine leak, so we had to shut it down. Like they couldn't be out there anymore.
Mm.
um and like there was a crew member missing, and I started looking at like IDs, and they're absolutely fake. Like this one guy had
Whoa.
photoshopped his face in, and there was like no ears, and I'm like, your name isn't Mike. Like there's no way. Like there's no way. And so we waited, and we mustered, gathered on the in the pilot house, and we're doing some things, and like, oh, now there's a missing gun, missing firearm. And I'm like, oh, so there's a missing person in a firearm. I'm like, what? Great, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, and the boat is leaking fuel everywhere, and it's not under any power now. So we were there, I want to say like 8 hours
Whoa.
trying to fix their fuel. Uh, we found the guy. He was just scared. So he
Okay.
like hid in the fish hole, and we're like, which is a wild experience. Like you
Mm.
go down into this little hatch, like 3 foot by 3 foot. You open it up and it's just scallops, like in bags and tons of
Yeah,
bags, and
and a
you're like,
guy.
in a guy, and you're like, oh, okay, that's where he was, and he was just scared because like he had a fake ID and
Okay,
he just didn't
sure.
know
Yeah.
what to do.
Did he also have the
Um,
gun?
we found out where the gun was. It was in the
Okay.
captain's,
Okay.
in his quarters. Like the captain was weird. He didn't want to be compliant, but he wasn't like non-compliant. He was just kind of like an asshole. And
Mm.
so like our boarding officer was kind of an asshole back to him. So like they're required to have like life suits, right? Like a wetsuit that floats, like a survival suit. And he could not fit into it. Like he had like a medium, and he was a big boy, man.
Mm.
Like, and our boarding officer was like, "Can you fit into that for me?" And he's like, "You're gonna make me do that?" And he's like, "If you think you could fit," and then there was no chance. Like he was
Yeah.
like, "I'm not gonna try." Then eventually we terminated the vessel and go back, and but on that, like when I was on the boat for 8 hours in the blistering cold, man, and there's like, what a monkfish is.
I feel like I've heard of it, but I'm not like recalling it.
So like they're this uh bottom dwelling fish, right? And it's brown, it's flat, and they got this huge mouth, right? Gnarly looking teeth like an anglerfish, but
Mm.
like squished. like
Oh,
along
okay,
that
yeah,
lines.
yeah.
And they would get caught up in the trolling gear, and they would just chop the tails off and leave them on the deck, right?
What?
Yeah, and it was horrible to see.
Uh,
And somebody was like, "Hey, put your boot in the mouth," and I was like, "All right." I put my boot in the mouth, and I couldn't get this thing off, dude. It clamped down. It was just on my foot. I'm like, "Get
what?
off, get off, get off!" And like, again, we were waiting around for 8 hours until our command made the decision to terminate the vessel. And in that 8 hours, I was talking to the crew, like you start to like you're just shooting the shit with them after a while, and they told me um, a sea fable about scallops. And to this day, I kind of always, anytime I eat scallops, I don't. Like I kind
Okay.
of try to avoid it because of this, and I know it's just old sea story, right?
What is
But
it?
so the scallop fishermen would get lonely, right? And like the scallops are all shucked in like a mesh bag, really compressed tight,
Oh,
and they would fuck the
oh,
scallops. And
dude,
like,
what?
they told me that, and I was like, no way, man. And they're like, yeah, dude, this is like it's like a tradition. I'm
A
like,
tradition?
apparently, and I was like, no way, dude. But to this day, like, I love scallops, man. They're delicious.
Yeah.
But that thought always comes into my mind. I'm like, this dude fucking the scallops
Yeah, should I
before I
be
ate? Like,
ordering
should I
these
be
scallops?
concerned?
Yeah.
Like, they're offering us fresh scallops, and I'm like,
Like, not for
no,
you,
dude, no,
dude.
I'm good, I'm good. Like, no, thanks. But yeah, and again, if I didn't mention, it was -46 degree wind chill, and we're just
uh,
freezing.
yeah.
But that was a fun experience, man. It was a time.
I'm sure looking back on it, it was way better than being in the moment.
Yeah, the moment sucked. It was very cold.
Yeah.
So cold.
Uh, um, so in 2012, Hurricane Sandy hit the East Coast, and I understand you were part of the Coast Guard's major relief efforts in its aftermath.
Mhm.
Your cutter even anchored near the Statue of Liberty to assist New York Harbor. Can you set that scene for us? What was your mission when you arrived in New York after the storm, and what did you see as you pulled into the harbor?
All right, so this is a good like moment in my Coast Guard career. Like, so we were set to get underway the next day.
Mm,
And I remember this was October 30th because it was my dad's birthday. And like we were still in port, but we were all on the ship ready to go the next day. And it was like 9:30, and I was stationed out of Boston. So it was 9:30, and it's windy. Like we're obviously in a hurricane, right? Like you could tell. And we were getting ready to go underway the next day to go down to Virginia to do a training assessment. It was
mm,
called what they call it, TISTA, whatever, TSTA, Taylor Ships Training Assessment, something like that. So like it was basically like 2 weeks of you're doing your ship's readiness, which was awesome, dude. Like there
mm,
was a lot of really cool things. Like after Hurricane Sandy, I'll get into it. But so we were supposed to do that the next day. So we were on a light load for 2 weeks of pretty much like import. So
mm,
like our ship was really high on the water line. Like normally for a patrol, it'd be sitting really low, which means it's a better ride because there's more weight,
mm,
right? You're displacing more water, and so we were really high up. And the 270-foot cutters are notoriously bad at like it's a notoriously rough ride because
mm.
what they did, they took a longer cutter and shortened the front tremendously. So it's really like not. Uh,
Like
yeah,
hydrodynamic?
I was gonna say
Yeah.
aquadynamic. That's not the word. Hydrodynamically, like stable. So
Oh.
it's kind of a rough ride, right? And we all get like the alert over the one MC, the radio, the intercom, whatever they called it, that hey, we need to like muster on the flight deck or on the in the galley, right? And we go there, and they're like, hey, we're gonna get underway tonight. We need to go down to New York. We're being tasked with being a helipad and like a support for Hurricane Sandy, which at the time we didn't really know what was happening because it hadn't really hit yet. Like we were just in the rain and wind, but like then it destroyed Long Island.
Mm.
And I remember going in like in the roughest waves I've ever been in. I swear, dude, they're like 30 to 40 foot waves, and we're just eating shit. And I don't know how like the boat made it. Obviously, like it's designed to do that, like right, like it's supposed to do
Yeah.
that. Like the cutter I was on, the Coast Guard Cutter Spencer, was the ship that was in like the perfect storm. So like I
Oh,
kept thinking that I'm like, okay, if it could make it through that, I'm sure it can make it through this. If it's
sure.
made it through this, it'll make it through this. Like, and that's kind of what like helped me get through because it's a little nerve wracking. Like, and at the time,
Yeah.
I had a couple of patrols under my belt. Like, already had thousands of miles of sea time. But going through an active hurricane
Mm.
is insane. Like, it
Yeah.
is like remember how I was describing how like weights lifting and everything.
Yeah.
It was you're just doing that all day. Like if you jumped, you
Oh.
would break your legs coming
Yeah.
back down.
Oh,
Like
gross. Yeah.
it
Okay.
was it was it was it was a ride. So we get down to New York and we see everything is destroyed on the way in. Like there's so much debris in the harbor and it's a mess. It's a
Mm.
major hurricane and the city is completely pitch black.
Whoa.
It was it was like an apocalyptic scene, dude. Like we pulled in
Wow.
and it like Manhattan is pitch black. Like we're outside of the Statue of Liberty. Like I could spit onto the Statue of Liberty if I wanted to. Like that's
Okay.
how close we
Yeah.
were. And dude, it was everything pitch black. But yeah, we were there for a couple days. I want to say like 3 or 4 days we were there, and we were just having the National Guard helicopters like land, like refuel and go, like
Oh.
deliver supplies, like stuff like that.
Okay.
So we sent people to the shore to just like do some like aid and whatnot, but they come back and
Mm.
it we were more there as like a support for the National Guard, which was it was still pretty cool to watch. I mean, like your helicopters flying in and out all day, like, and it just felt like, oh, this is like one of the reasons I guess I joined the Coast Guard was to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like the humanitarian part for me was big. Like
Mm.
at first, like I thought I wanted, like I said, I wanted to jump out of planes and be like a war fighter, like
Sure.
hoorah,
Sure.
gung ho. Like, and I realized really quickly, like I don't want to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I'd rather be like helping somebody who needs help
Sure.
than doing what America does,
No. Yeah,
man.
man. Honestly, that would have been my like the a big factor for me too. It's just like look domestic, look at the community you're a part of,
Hmm.
like improve the area around you, right? Tend to the garden you can reach,
Yeah.
and that definitely it beats global politics and like sticking your nose somewhere where you're just gonna get yourself killed.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
And so back to Hurricane Sandy. So like after that, a couple days we were there. They got power back to the city. We left and we went down to Virginia like we were supposed to do. We do our training assessment, which went awesome. Like we get like the ship gets an award. We all get an
Oh,
award. Like
nice.
it feels good. Like because it's things that you train for. It's like
Mm.
your general readiness. Like how fast can you shore up? Like shoring is plugging a hole in a ship. Basically, like you're shoring up the bulkhead to stop it from happening. So like you do
Wow.
like tests like that. Like there's a lot of like like how fast you get to your thing, like your efficiency, like cleanliness,
Mm.
all the stuff you can think of. Like they tested it.
Hmm.
And we got lucky enough to be part of a War of 1812 reenactment exercise.
Okay.
So, like,
Interesting.
yeah, it was interesting.
Yeah.
So, it was us, the Navy, like a couple of navies from like other countries, and we're just all in this big formation, like doing exercises. And there's aircraft carriers, there's amphibious assault carriers, and then there's us in the Coast Guard boat, the 270-foot boat that's like being dwarfed by these things. And we had having like jet passovers, like jets flying on the water line, basically. Like dude, it was awesome.
Whoa.
And then we actually, so on the front of our ship was a 76 millimeter cannon, right? And they shoot like 82 rounds a minute, and this thing's pretty awesome. Like it's definitely cool. Um, and the Navy had a drone that was like towing like a thing. So we got to live fire exercise, like and shoot at a
Oh,
drone with this
nice.
cannon. And it was an awesome experience, man. Like I got to be on the 50 cal doing a whole bunch of things. Like they had remote control, like jet skis were shooting at. Dude, it was an experience, man. It was awesome. Like it was very cool. I'm very happy to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Tax dollars right there.
Yeah, right.
That was
Yeah,
a really
yeah,
cool experience to
yeah.
be a part of.
Yeah, the mag dumps is like just so much money,
Yeah,
dude.
yeah, yeah.
That's crazy. Do you have what the bird
I
tattoos?
don't have any tattoos.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
no,
okay.
I was gonna get a pig and a sheep on my feet, like sparrows. Like at the time, like I thought it was kind of like cliche, like oh, you get some sparrows for miles,
Yeah, for the miles.
like
Yeah.
all that. Like I thought about now maybe doing it and like calculating how many miles I've had, which I have a lot, man. Like
Mm,
obviously it's not as much as some people who have been in for 20 years, but like
sure.
in my short 7 years, like I have a fair amount. Like I did a lot of going up and down North North and South America,
Yeah,
so I
definitely.
definitely get get miles. Um, but yeah,
Yeah, that
no
honestly, that's kind of
tattoos,
shocking.
no
Yeah,
tattoos,
no
none.
tattoos is
Yeah,
crazy.
no, I
Yeah.
know.
Um. So looking back at the Hurricane Sandy deployment,
Yeah,
what was the thing you were proud like the most about? Like the team, yourself.
I think just like the sense of doing something that is benefiting people who actually need help. Like we're not bothering somebody's day by boarding them. Like we're not chasing somebody down who again they're doing their livelihood or they're gonna get killed.
Yeah,
Like
unfortunately,
like
the people who are running like need the money
yeah.
bad.
So like and you quickly realize like again this is the real world. This isn't like baby land anymore.
Mm.
Like this is real things really happening, and you do become numb to it. Like oh, again, it's another day on the job. So like doing something like this was a big change. Like you saw the people how grateful they were. Like and that makes you feel good. Like that is something that I thought was like the best experience for me. It was just
Yeah,
like knowing that okay, what we're doing here is actually helping people.
yeah, definitely. That's cool. That's a really good like opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely. Yeah, compared to a lot of other branches, that seems like really fulfilling.
I agree.
Actually,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, so there is a particularly unique chapter of your service that we definitely have to talk about,
Okay.
which is you serving on the Presidential Maritime Security Detail for both Barack Obama and Donald Trump. So, for those who don't know, what role does the Coast Guard play in protecting the president when he's near the water?
So I actually, even though I was in the Coast Guard, I didn't know that that was like a majority of this units thing. So after I got off of the cutter, I went to my A school. They call it was my technical school, and I went to be a
Mm,
gunner's mate. So that was basically I tracked ammunition, training, firearms for either my unit or other units. So after I did that for 14 weeks or whatever it was, I actually got lucky and went back to Boston,
mm.
which when I was in boot camp and I heard I was going to Boston, dude, my heart sank. I'm a huge New York fan. Like I,
Oh,
living
so
in Southern
funny.
Connecticut,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
I like my experience with Boston was the Red Sox, and I hated them. So like, don't
yeah.
hearing that, I was like, no, man, I put in to go to Hawaii. I put in to go to Alaska, like anywhere but home. Like, I don't want to be here. So getting sent back to Boston, I was kind of grateful, and I went to a support unit, and where I became a firearms instructor,
Mm,
and I had 8 or 9 subunits under me. So there's like small boat stations, and me and my 3 other people stationed there, we'd go and we'd train them, and
mm,
we'd do inspections on their ordnance programs and keep them make sure they're in check, up to training and all that. And then we go back. It was a like it was a desk job most often, but it was really nice. Like I really like those 3 people I spent so much time with. Like we're still close to this day, pretty much. I'm
mm.
not gonna say like text every day, but like
Yeah,
we there's a group chat pop off once in a while, and I'm like, okay, I haven't seen you guys in a long time, but still.
sweet.
And so we would do training for other units, and 4 floors above us was the MSST, the Maritime Safety Security Team, and we did work with them. Like their armory was on the other side of our armory, so like their gunners mate we're always like just commingling together. And at that time, they had 2 sections to the MSST. There was the force protection side and water side. So
Mm,
like they did 2 totally different missions. And so as my time came up at my unit and I was getting ready to transfer, I already had like good rapport with them, and like you could kind of like finagle your way to getting to certain units. Like if you know the detailer, who's the man in charge, the person in charge of putting you at your next unit, right? Like
Mm.
they'll be like, hey, these are the billets, which is like a job. These are the openings. This is like your rank. We can fit you here, 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 here. And as a gunner's mate, there's not many. Like the Coast Guard is a very small service branch. Like I think when I was in, there was like 45,000 people.
Oh
So like
yeah.
it's
Okay.
really small. So
Mm.
like it's definitely like a pyramid of progression.
Mm.
So you get lucky to have like a unit pop up like that.
Mm.
So again, knowing the people, knowing the detailer, I got lucky. Like, hey, you want to come here? I'm like, yeah. Like they offered it to me. I'm like, yeah,
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
And I was really excited because I was supposed to be on like the force protection team,
Mm.
which um like they would board liquid natural gas carriers going in out of Boston. Like their job was like high speed. Like you're jumping out of helicopters. So like again, I was like
Whoa.
ready to go back and like back to when I was 18, like, yo, I finally get to jump out of something, right? And then the unit got cut in half. Like at like the week I get there,
Oh
it gets cut in
man.
half. And I'm like,
Okay.
damn. Like, okay, so now it's only one thing, which is water side, which I didn't know what water side even did because all of my focus was on force protection, which they kind of blended in together. But the Coast Guard started, they made like another force protection team, which is called MSRT, Maritime Security Response Team. So like, it was more for like uh, just last week, I think the Coast Guard sees like an oil tanker off of the coast of Venezuela or something. So
Mm.
like that's like the Coast Guard's mission to do that kind of stuff. So basically, like they work with Navy SEALs, like that kind of deal. So like that's what I thought I was getting into. Like I was 22 years old. I'm like I'm ready to do this. Like let me give me the training, send me to the green team. Like let me do all this stuff, and then I can put on force protection, and I'm basically doing the same job I was doing, just training people.
Oh.
And so eventually like I got certified as like a boat crew member, tactical boat crew member, and then they're like, hey, we're gonna start like going and do presidential ops. I'm like, sick. So my first one with Obama, um, I actually didn't do anything. I was on the deployment, but I sat in an armory.
Oh
Like
man.
so
Okay.
I just was like, hey, here's your guns. Like go do your thing. So uh that one was actually really boring because it was like at the end of his term.
Okay.
Then we did like the United Nations General Assembly in Washington
Mm.
D.C., which was pretty cool. So we trail our boats down, go down there, and meet up with Secret Service. Be like, hey, this is what's happening. We'd set the security zone.
Oh wow.
Then when Trump was like doing his Mar-a-Lago stuff, we got sent down to Mar-a-Lago a couple times,
Oh
which was it
wow.
was interesting because that was like
Yeah.
my first time. Like we were down there for like I don't know 3 weeks at a time maybe,
Sure.
and we would fly into um, Kings Bay, Georgia.
Mm.
I always say Kings Bay, New Jersey for some reason, but Kings Bay, Georgia. We take their boats from that unit and we drive like 6 hours down to Mar-a-Lago. So that was a pain. Get to Mar-a-Lago, set up at one of the stations down there, like trailered all of our boats, firearms, everything down there, and I would stand armory watch, where they'd be out there at 2 a.m. and I'd be like kind of just chilling on the base, which was actually pretty nice. And then they're like, "Hey, you're gonna go out." I'm like, "Sick." So I go out there, and it's like an hour commute to get to Mar-a-Lago. And man, my life was changed going out there. I saw Steve Jobs' mega yacht, like the
Whoa.
houses down there. Obviously, like this is where Donald Trump is going to hang out, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was like, that's a like the picture. I'll show you pictures after of Steve Jobs' yacht, man. This thing is crazy. Like he was dead at the time, and it was still fully staffed.
What?
Like it's
Okay.
just like it's that big. Like it's
Wow.
absolutely insane. So we'd be commuting over to Mar-a-Lago itself, and we'd sit in a security zone, and you'd sit there for 8 hours. You sit on the front of the machine gun,
Oh sure.
and you'd have protesters running into the water to protest, and we'd be like, "Hey,
Whoa.
you guys got to leave." And like never anything like crazy, but like people were
Yeah.
wading into the water trying to get into Mar-a-Lago,
No
and we're like, "No, you
way.
guys just need to leave. Like you need to leave."
Wow.
So it was a lot of that, like just baking in the sun, which is not the worst thing, but you're sitting there for eight
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah. Most of the time it was just nothing.
I also, I would be on the front of the machine gun for a little bit in the M240 Bravo. But most of my time, since I was a gunner's mate, a GM, like my job, I was sitting in the back with a shotgun that had either slugs to disable an engine
Mm.
or flashbangs to disable a pilot.
Whoa.
So like a lot of our training, like leading up to this, was we would basically play cat and mouse with each other. So you'd have like an opposing force boat, and then
Mm.
you'd have the security boat. So and this is we train like I don't know pretty regularly. Like this is what we were training to do. Like we were technically a deployable special forces unit,
Mm.
so we'd go down and uh, when we did these exercises, not during the security details, but I would sit on the back of the boat and they'd be like, hey, flashbang, flashbang, flashbang. And I'd hang out the back and I'd shoot flashbangs into the front of the other boat. And it was awesome, dude. Like
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
mean, it's cool, but you never want to have to do it. And luckily I never had to do it.
Yeah.
Um, but just, being like, okay, hey, I might have to flashbang somebody today. Like
Oh,
I might need
sure.
to disable an engine. If somebody's trying to get onto this boat, like, or
Mm.
onto the property, like I'm going to have to shoot the engine or they're going to get ripped up by a machine gun because
Yeah, they'll just get lit up.
like the rules of engagement were like pretty, I'm not going to say loose, but again, this is the president.
Yeah,
Like
no one
we
gets near the
yeah,
president.
like we
Yeah.
we would have like briefs again with Secret Service like beforehand, which was intimidating and weird. You have imposter syndrome. You
Hmm.
don't feel like you belong in this room.
Really?
But then you're like, oh wait, I'm the dude. Like I'm
Yeah.
literally the guy they're talking to not fuck up. Like if I fuck up, the president could be dead. Which some people, everybody always made the joke like, "Ha, you're the reason we are where we are today." I'm like, fuck off. Like I was getting paid. I was a mercenary at the time. That's what it felt like. Like it's crazy.
I feel like, yeah, I can see that. It is a little bit of mercenary work because you have to sign a contract.
Yeah,
So like, what's the difference?
yeah, it
Yeah,
is. Like
right.
yeah,
A privateer versus a pirate is not. There's not any difference really.
it really isn't, man.
Uh,
Like,
just
and
government contract. That's it.
the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, man, I am just like a hired gun, and I didn't like that, like
Mm,
because I'm not super big into politics. Like I never have been. It's like
sure.
live and let live, man.
Yeah. Whatever.
So being out there, I'm like, what am I going to do if something real happens? Like if somebody really pops off, like I'm sure my training would have kicked in. I'm sure I would have done what I'm there to do.
Sure. Yeah, and
But
then deal with the mental ramifications after the
yeah,
fact.
and luckily I
Yeah.
never had to do anything like that. So I'm thankful for that.
Yeah.
I'm thankful
Absolutely.
our yelling worked to get the people to go away, or our sirens, scared people off. So yeah,
How? I mean, Mar-a-Lago is like what? Just like it is an island, right?
yeah, I think like
Okay.
it's like in a weird spot. Like there's a lot of canals, right?
Okay.
So like I don't actually know. Like the zone I was in, I never got, I guess, close
Sure.
enough. Like, cause there was multiple boats, and like I did a couple of watches, and I was always in the same one. I'm like kind of far away, so it kind of sucked.
Yeah.
So like I don't really have like a vivid memory of exactly outside of my security zone.
No. Yeah. No.
I
That's
was like,
totally
and
fair,
I was like, I'm not gonna lie, dude. I lost focus. Like, especially sitting in the back of the boat.
dude.
Like,
Yeah.
you're in a 25 foot boat. Like, just kind of sitting here looking at a radar and just
Sure.
like I'm like, oh, sick millionaire mansion right here. Like, and
Yeah.
you're just like zoning out, and
Sure.
that's the reality of
No.
it.
Yeah. I mean, falling asleep is definitely a big no-no,
Definitely do
right?
not fall
Yeah.
asleep, but you definitely zone out and you forget
Okay.
where you are for a little bit. Like, and obviously, like you're with what, five other people, four other people. So you shoot the shit and make your watch pass, dude. Again, it was a job for us. Like
Mm.
nobody that I was stationed with was so gung ho. Like it was super relaxed, man. Which is kind
Wow.
of crazy to think about.
It
Like
is.
everybody's like, no, this is our day job, dude. Like I'm gonna go home after this. Not not really, but
Yeah. Yeah. I bet the Secret Service agents are just stressing and buzzing about all
I'm
day.
sure, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure they were.
Damn, man. Um. So I mean, so you got selected. I mean, this whole like 7 years. Did that fly by?
It did. It really did, man. And like I do miss it. Like I miss a lot of it, but I don't miss being a part of it, I guess. Like I don't
Mm.
miss not having any agency to myself or uh the ability to just kind of do something. So like I know you wanted to talk about like transitioning after and how interesting it is because like you live your life and rules are rules,
Yeah.
right? Like, and then you go to the military and rules are rules. You void your like membership of society. Like you
Mm.
sign something that basically like when you sign your oath, you're signing something that gives your rights to instead of you don't have the Bill of Rights anymore. You have what's called the Uniform Code of Military Justice. So
Whoa.
it's all up to the military to decide what they do with you if you break the law. Yeah.
Wow.
So like you'll get sent to the brig, like that kind of like you'll turn big rocks into little rocks, like that kind of
Oh,
deal.
dude.
So yeah.
Yeah, I know I spoke briefly to somebody who I think it was like a SEAL or something. They mentioned like technically during the contract, even like once you're done and you're out, they can like call you back at any time for like any reason, basically.
So there's something called the Independent Ready Reserve, which is probably what he was talking about. At least that's what I would think of when he mentioned that. So like you have like a grace period, like a 2 year period or whatever it is. Like if you signed like a 4 year, I think you'd have like 4 years or something like that. I can't exactly remember how it was, but I remember knowing that I had 2 years after of I could be recalled if really
Wow.
needed.
Okay.
But so like now I'm in the free and I can't be drafted. So
Okay.
like if
Good.
World
Yeah.
War III starts popping off, like I and they call me. I'm like, sorry. Like I could volunteer to go back, and
Mm.
I'd get like certain things. So like I think they would deduct my service time from my age. Like and it's kind of like
What?
it's like a weird thing. So like you're not supposed to be able to join like after a certain age, right?
Yeah.
Like after
Right.
38, I think. But
Okay.
like if you have like prior service, it would reduce that time. So like if I wanted to join and I'm not 38, if I wanted to join again, I would be 30, whatever, 31.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So they like older people can join if they have prior experience, is what
Yeah.
you're saying?
So going through boot camp, like you saw people and you're like, who the hell is this guy? And there's this thing called depot. Like, I don't remember the
Really?
acronym. Like, military, everything's acronyms,
Yeah.
dude. Like, but this one was a depot. And it was basically prior service people who would go through like a speed run of boot camp. Like, and it was just like it was weird because you're like, oh, this dude's like 45 years old. Oh,
Yeah.
he was in the army for 12 years. Like, and there's like special programs like blue to green, green to blue. Like,
Huh.
just like if I wanted to join the army, like to do something in their seagoing effort, whatever,
Mm.
like I could kind of transfer over, which was kind
Sure.
of interesting.
I mean, I feel like that would be more like officers and things, like when
A
you get
lot
to
of the
that
time,
age.
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot
Okay.
of it was that. Oh,
Okay.
you're saying like the depot people.
Sure.
Um, no, it would just be like
No.
people who
Oh man.
like one of my somebody I got really close to on the boat. He was in the Marines for 6 years or something like that, and then he joined the Coast Guard and he went through depot. So he
Okay.
went through like half boot camp. So
Huh.
like he just had to really get up to speed on like the rank structure and the history of the Coast Guard,
Mm.
like that kind of stuff.
Oh, interesting. So it's
Mhm.
more just like you're getting like the major classroom section, and that's really what they want to
They
push
taught
for
they
you.
treated
Yeah.
you like
Okay.
people instead of
Yes.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Literally just a number, someone who I need to yell at soon.
Yeah, you got your emplid, your employee ID, and you don't forget it. I still remember mine.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Wow.
oh yeah.
Okay. Like, I mean, I'm sure that will never come up.
What do you mean?
Like, you're never gonna need to know that
I don't
number.
think so.
Yeah.
Like even at the VA, like I don't need to know it. Like
Okay.
it's just my that was the number I was given. It was 2076157. Like that
Wow.
was my number. Like like, that was it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. You hang out at the VA. What is
I
like?
don't hang out at the VA.
Okay,
Like no, no,
sorry, I didn't mean it like
no, no. It's okay.
that.
It's just like my only experience with the VA is a hospital. Like that's my
Mm.
healthcare is like I was there this morning, like to pick up
Mm.
my prescription. So like it
Oh.
just it's literally just a medical center
Oh,
in my experience,
interesting.
yeah. But they
Okay.
have other things like they have a lot of programs for people, as you can imagine. Like
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of suicide awareness kind of deals, like support groups. Like the VA gets a bad rap, like it really does. But I
Mm.
haven't had like a terrible experience with it. So I'm sure
Okay.
other people have. Like I know, in fact, other people have. But for me, I've been
Yeah.
pretty lucky.
Yeah. I mean, you definitely seem to have made it through with not too many issues,
Oh,
like comparatively, right?
yeah,
Like
for
I've
sure.
definitely seen some veterans like wig out, and it is very sad. Like you
It is.
just, I mean, there. I know, like the thing you mentioned off camera,
Oh,
like
yeah.
crazy man.
I
Like,
know, like, and I want to talk about it, but again,
uh,
it's like it's weird because when I first told somebody recently about that, I didn't even consider it being like a traumatic experience.
wow,
Again, because like it was my job, like, and
yeah,
that was just what I expected this to be. Like I went in expecting to deal with stuff like that,
mm,
and so to see it, I'm like, well, I guess this is what I signed up for. It was like
uh,
unsettling, but like I didn't dwell on it. I didn't have bad dreams about it. But then like when I told the person, I told a couple like two people, and they're like, I wish you didn't tell me that. I'm like,
yeah,
you asked for a story. Like you wanted to hear a sea
yeah. You
story, and I
wanted something
told you
juicy,
something. And I'm
yeah.
like, so now I don't, it's just like I couldn't imagine dealing with more issues like that, like
Mm.
more humanitarian, more human trafficking, like on like a big scale. Like I couldn't imagine seeing that every day. Like
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is like, unfortunately, seemingly so common still, which is, I don't know, it's so shocking that there is this, I don't know, like in the media and everything, it seems kind of ignored even the fact that like there are things going on in this country with trafficking. And it's just like, come on, man. Like, there are important things that we need to focus on, like protecting the children here, and like it's just not happening.
I think it's hard to talk about because it's not drugs. You can't see it. You
Mm,
don't know what's happening because like everybody responds differently to being trafficked. You know what I mean?
mm,
Like especially people coming from like I'm not gonna say America's not a poor country, but like poor countries. Like people want to be here, but like they're not here for the right not them being here for the right reasons. They're being sent here like
mm,
for nefarious purposes, like sex trafficking, like you know what I'm saying, like stuff like that, like human mules. Like that's
sure.
the thing that people don't really want to talk about because it's real and it's scary and it's gruesome and it's dehumanizing. It's all
Mm,
these things that you can't really visualize without seeing another person. Like
yeah, right.
gun trafficking, you see the guns, they're inanimate. Like they put them into a big machine to crush them. You
Yeah.
know, like you send somebody over here and you find out that they were human trafficked over here. What do you do with that person?
Mm,
Like how do you treat them? You know what I'm saying? Like
sure.
and God only knows what they're thinking. Like, and even if they could understand like our language, like
Mm,
it's scary. Like, and people don't want to hear that. People don't want to have to. It's out of sight, out of mind kind of deal.
yeah, it
Like,
is.
it's an invisible problem
Mm,
for both sides, whatever side, you know.
yeah, yeah. It's I mean, it's tough. I don't think there's a simple answer,
No,
unfortunately. Yeah,
I
like
don't think so either.
it's just gonna keep happening until, I don't
I
know.
mean, it's
Yeah.
listen, like human trading has been happening for as long as humans exist. I'm gonna just assume, you know what I
Mm,
mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't.
No, I mean,
Unfortunately, I
you're
don't think it's
right.
gonna
Yeah,
stop.
right. That's like the idea is that like every single society on the planet, like in order to have a thriving civilization, use slave labor at some point.
Yeah,
And it's
in one
just
form or another.
yeah, in one form or
Yeah.
another. Like prisoners of war were
Hmm.
just slaves.
Yeah.
Like, right. There's a whole country named after themselves, right? Being slaves. If you're Slavic, you're literally a slave.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. It's just so imprinted in humanity, and it's like, I don't know. I think at the heart and soul of, right, what America is trying to do is like bring the humanitarian aid and like help as much as we can. But it's like, are we allocating resources properly? Are we actually meeting these communities and like listening to how they want to fix themselves? I don't think so, right? I think the big problem is we're like, we know what's best, we know what is good for you, so we're gonna just like
Impose it.
impose our structure of like what is good and moral.
That's democracy in action. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
colonialism is still alive. Like, unfortunately.
yeah. I did hear like something recently that was like, you can be super democratic at home, but it doesn't mean that you're going to stop being imperial abroad, right? Like
Yeah.
the UK, like
That's
right, was so imperial like during all colonization, even if they were a democracy and had parliament and were doing all these things within their own borders. So there's no reason why we're not doing that.
interesting.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Hmm.
Um,
Go on
yeah,
forever about this. Like,
yeah, we could. Dude. I mean, it's a good story, man. Like what you've been through, what you've seen, um, I think really offers like a really unique perspective. I mean, you're just like back to civilization now, right? Like
yeah,
you're just a civvy.
that's it.
So
Yeah, I'm just a city. Well, no, I guess technically not, but
yeah, you
I
act like
perceive
one.
one.
Yeah.
I put off as a city. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. You're like presenting
yeah. That's
civvy.
it. Yeah, I'm a presenting city. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's exactly it, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I don't wear any paraphernalia that says
Yeah, I've
otherwise.
never seen a single thing that like you're not bringing attention to it at all.
And
Like,
I think there's like definitely two sides of veterans. Like, there's people like me who are just like, hey man, I did my thing, and I'm not proud of it, but I'm not like proud of it. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
yes, I've definitely met the other type too.
Yeah, like then there's the people who are super proud about it, and I'm like, you do you, man. Like, I
Yeah,
don't know what you did. Like, go be proud. But
sure.
like, I didn't go home every night being like, oh, I feel so gung ho and proud to do what I do.
Mm,
Again, no, I counted bullets a lot of the time. Like, I trained people, so
mm,
there's a lot of behind the scenes things that again people don't realize. Like, I would be at the Sig Sauer Range Academy in New Hampshire, which was awesome at the time. Like, training my unit like 3 times a week. And I was
mm.
just a firearms instructor, just making sure that these dudes knew what they're doing.
Yeah,
So
still super cool job.
yeah, it
Right?
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that
Honestly,
sounds like a lot
it
of
was
fun.
a lot of fun. Some
Could
very
you?
cool
I feel like
experiences.
you could like probably do that here, right? Like be a firearms
I did it for
instructor.
a little
Like
bit.
yeah.
There was like a 2 year period where I was like working in a gun shop as a gunsmith, and
Mm,
like somebody had like a business, like a guy. Um, I'm not gonna mention his name or anything. He was an awesome guy. I
mm,
love this dude, and he offered me a job like part time, kind
mm.
of just like I guess on Saturdays and stuff like, and I would do like different like classes. So I'm not an NRA instructor by any means. I can't certify
Oh
anybody. I
sure.
can't make like I don't teach a lesson. I don't
Yeah,
teach like
yeah.
the laws or legalities or
Yeah,
anything.
like you can't be the like the middleman who like can pass guns between people or
Yeah, no,
whatever.
I couldn't
Yeah.
do any of that. But I could teach people how to gunfight. I could
Okay,
teach people
cool.
how to be,
Self
aware,
defense.
self
Yeah.
defense. Like, I could teach people things that I was teaching people in the military.
Mm,
Like, and
right. Which is the best training in the world.
sure, yeah,
Yeah.
but like,
Well, that's what
so
they say,
that's what
right?
they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There's like again, there's a select few that get the good training, and then everybody else is like fend for yourself kind of deal. Like, let me tell you, dude, not all firearms instructors are created equal.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's a fact.
Mm.
And again, not everybody takes their job serious. So like, you have
Mm.
a lot of people who do fuck around all the time, and I had to throw people off the range because they're doing that. I'm like, dude, you
Oh
can't do that.
man.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not the yelling, screaming type like at all.
Sure.
So I'd be like, hey, dude, you gotta leave. I'm like, what do you mean? I drove here. I'm like, I don't care, dude. Like, you need to come back another day.
Yeah, that
Like,
sucks for
you can't be
you.
here today. Like, oh, I drove 2 hours to be here. I'm like, well, then don't fuck around, dude. Like, you're
Mm.
here to do your job. Like, you're here to protect the dude next to you and the people behind you.
Mm.
Take it a little bit more serious. Like,
Sure.
I don't need you like screaming and yelling or like directly on it, but hey man, you're carrying God in your hands right now.
Yeah,
Like, you really
yeah.
need to think about it like that.
Yes, a
Like, you
loaded
too,
weapon
yeah.
is a serious thing,
So
right?
you need to respect that. Like, you need
Yeah.
to really pull yourself back. Like, let your ego be gone.
Yeah.
And that's how I would like to train people in the civilian world,
Mm.
because everybody. I'm sure you have your own idea of what military firearms instruction is like.
Sure.
It's not.
Oh,
Like the way
okay. Yeah.
again, maybe for one instructor it is. For me, it was not. I was
Mm.
like, hey, this is a really intimate thing, and I need you to be aware of that.
Mm.
Like, I actually, when I was before I went to the security team, when I was at the sector, like the support unit, my district area got tasked with redeveloping the entire firearms program for the Coast Guard. So like,
Wow.
yeah, so that was really cool. So my um, my first class, like my supervisor, my direct supervisor, he was like in charge of like the whole thing. So we did
Mm.
a lot of like research and developing like, oh, what is the next step the Coast Guard is going to take to develop their firearms standards. So
Mm.
like our old course of fire, like we evaluated that and we're like, this is bullshit. Like this is so unrealistic 1980s like fakeness.
Oh,
So
sure.
you know, we reached out to other agencies and law enforcement, and we developed like a really comprehensive and progressive firearms training program that I didn't get to see through because I
Uh,
transferred. Which
uh,
it was again, it was still an awesome
yeah.
like I got to plant the seed of something that the Coast Guard has adopted now to this day,
Oh,
which is
cool.
awesome.
Yeah, that's
Like so,
great.
like I was really in at the ground floor, which it was great. Like I
Mm.
learned so much because I was able to like again reach out to these other agencies and see what they were doing. Like what is the FBI doing? Like
Mm.
what like what is DHS Homeland Security doing? Like Coast
Oh,
Guard is part of
sweet.
DHS, so like it was a little easier. But, like what are these people doing in their programs? So we kind of just like took it as big collaboration,
Mm.
and we're like, okay, well the Coast Guard does this, we're gonna do that. So like we developed that whole new program.
Yeah. Awesome.
Um,
Is there like a logbook of numbers that like they give you or like that like your company has or like did you have to like reach out and like find these
I mean, we
agencies and
just like
people?
there's like a government listing, so
Okay,
like we reach
okay,
out to like the firearms division of so and so,
okay.
like that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
back to my gunfighting training. So
Yeah.
like I would have a class, and the guy who was like overseeing, who was the one who hired me, he's the definition of badass, dude. Like undercover vice cop, like in the
Oh,
'90s in New
sweet.
Haven. Like this dude is
Brutal,
like
yeah.
he is awesome guy, so nice. But dude, the dude has he's been a door kicker for years. Like
Mm.
he has seen stuff I don't even want to imagine.
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I'm sure.
and so me and him really got like to know each other, and he was like, hey, I want you to like train for me. I want to I'm like, this is awesome, dude. Like I am honored to like have this guy want me to train like his
Mm.
students. So I developed my own like playbook basically, and I'd go we do the range thing, and at first I would start and be like, hey, this is not like in advanced like super expert level training, but it's not like basic, and it's not like an intermediate. Like it was I was trying to be as warm as possible because these people are paying to
Mm.
be here. They want to be here,
Oh,
and
yeah.
they want like a little taste of the action. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So
Yeah.
like I have whole my all my gear and everything. Like I wear it and like show off a little bit.
Mm.
But like
Mm.
they're paying for the experience, right? So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I would start off really nice, and we're just like, hey, we're gonna get to know our firearms, and people are like, I know my firearm, and I'm like, I don't care. Like we're going to get to know your firearm, and I'm going to change the way you view this. So like a lot of it for me was like mental development, because
Mm.
again, civilians don't get the mental training or repetition, I should say, that I was giving to people.
Right.
And for me, I focused on a lot about like training habits, right? So you don't want to have any training scars because in firearms, in self defense, or in active threat scenarios, you're reacting. Like
Mm.
you don't have time to do the same bad habit you've been doing on your static range for 15 years, saying, I know how to shoot. Like, oh, your uncle knows how to, like, he taught you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Like, yeah, your uncle wasn't teaching people jumping out of helicopters. Like, I'm
Mm.
sorry, but like that's what I. So I would tell people, leave your ego at the door. Like, I'm here to teach you. You're here to learn. You want to learn. And I'm going to be as gentle as I can to get my point across. Because people like that. People
Uh,
respond to being treated as a person again.
mm.
Like it goes back to like respect. But then we'd gradually go up, and I'd completely change your habits. Like most people have horrible etiquette, horrible
Yeah.
training scars that they didn't know they had. So
Mm.
I would give them a quick breakdown. Like, hey, you're doing this. Hey, your fingers are wrong. So like
Mm.
modern pistol shooting is a thumbs forward grip, right? Like a
Right.
lot of people have like fingers down here, or like even
Mm.
down here. Like so it was a whole bunch of like I needed to like help these people recalibrate themselves.
Sure.
And then, after we did the thing, that's funny, shoot your shot. um, we do the little introductory, and then we get into like, hey, we're gonna run to cover. Hey, we're gonna like turn the other way. We're gonna have to think now. Like, I'm gonna put up a red target, a green target, and like a purple target. And then I'd say like a number and a color, and you need to think to choose your target.
Jeez,
So like,
okay,
and you
yeah.
need to do this quick. Like
Right.
at first, obviously, like I'm not timing them. I'm like, hey,
No, yeah.
you're gonna stand face behind you, and I'm gonna announce the color. You're gonna turn around, you're gonna find the color, you're gonna shoot the color. And it's things like that that people don't. You don't get that experience
Yeah, you don't
unless
practice that normally.
unless somebody's
Yeah.
teaching you. You just go to your range, you fire off 50 rounds, you waste $40,
Yeah.
and you go home.
Yeah, you
And
take home your nice poster of a person with
that you
a
missed
target thing.
everything,
Yeah.
yeah, and you put it on your Instagram. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know, you know it, man. Like
Yeah.
that's people's experience with firearms. So like for them to step into this 360-degree range, basically dynamic range, like where I would set up barrels. Like you're shooting from cover, you're shooting
Man.
from L screens, like you're shooting in the dark. I'm turning the lights on and off, like to
Cool.
simulate, like like going through a dark room to a light room. Like your house isn't going to be lit up all the time.
Yeah, it's
Like
true.
so like, and
Yeah.
your eyes adjust. Like these are
Yes.
things like sensory overload is what you need to be able to regulate yourself. Like loud sounds, like having somebody shoot right next to you when you're not expecting it.
Oh,
Like you need to be able
yeah.
to develop, like, so you're not jumping,
Sure.
like, and so that's the kind of things that I would like help these people uh not claim, like conquer, like in these little fears that matter, because it's gonna you're the second you hesitate is the second your child might die. Again, I don't like to
Oh,
use that as an
sure.
example,
Yeah,
but like
yeah.
if you're gonna carry a firearm, you need to know, like, this is what it is. This is what it's about. Like the Peter Parker, great power comes great responsibility kind of
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
So like you need to be able to really,
Yeah.
again, process what's happening. And
Sure.
so I focused a lot on processing. I don't care where your bullets hit, as long as you hit the target. I don't care if they're grouped.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
like, and
Any hit
people,
is a good
and
hit.
that's what I'm saying. And people would be like, well, can you teach me how to shoot like better grouping? I'm like, yeah, I could teach you how to shoot that, but that's not this class. Like we're gonna go over fundamentals. Like you paid the whatever $200 to be here
Yeah.
to experience sliding into cover,
Oh, cool.
like
Yeah.
being in an uncomfortable position. Like, if you're not going to hit your target, I don't know why you're here. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
we're going to work on like your marksmanship, but
Sure.
again, this is survival. This is
Yeah,
gunfighting.
yeah.
This isn't. There's no score on the other side of this.
Mm.
So
Yeah, and I mean, right, it's a completely different skill. Dynamic versus static is going to be right. Like there is going to be no practical scenario where you're just out on the
hold
street,
on,
you
wait,
see the
wait,
dude,
wait,
and you're
wait,
just
wait.
standing
Yeah,
there, and it's just like, okay, move.
no, there is a rule of sevens. 7 rounds, 7 feet, or 7 yards in 7 seconds. Like that was like a study done by whatever agency, and that's like this is most of the defensive shootings in law enforcement, FBI, or like in self defense situations. And I was like, that's a really good point, because
Mm,
like altercations don't happen. I'm not gonna, unless it's like a drive by or something.
sure.
Like it's gonna be me to you, and somebody's gonna get
Yeah.
really mad, and shit's gonna pop off. Like,
Yeah.
or they're gonna go out to their car, come back. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm. Well, yeah. I mean, a lot of the times you don't even see it coming,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like
You don't,
it's
dude. Like,
yeah,
and you won't say coming unless it's provoked. Like,
yeah.
and unfortunately, that's a reality we live in, where you know I'm not like a super right wing 2A guy, but I believe in people have the right to defend themselves
Mm,
against anything. So, like, sorry, I believe if you trust me, you give me the keys to the car, I could have the car. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
Like, so, and I think everybody deserves that right, unless it's voided by something or other.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, they definitely right. Like if you're a felon or whatever, they
Yeah,
start taking that
yeah,
away
take it
from
away.
you.
Like,
Yeah.
but you want to be able to, and I know everybody says, "Oh, defend your family." Like, yeah, you should have that right.
Sure.
Like, and everybody's always like, "Oh yeah, how many times are people, like 7 people gonna bust in your house?" I don't know, but I want to be ready if it happens.
Yeah, hopefully never,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Hopefully
Yeah.
never. Like, hopefully never, man. That's it's the scariest thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean that's like ultimately it's a tough decision. I think everyone should probably at least get trained in how to use a firearm. Like it's an important skill.
I agree. I think that what lacks is it's demonized.
Mm.
Like, ironically, they've weaponized weapons,
Oh sure.
and so you see people and they immediately have a visceral reaction to an inanimate object.
Mm.
That they're now they have like this idea of, oh, that is going to hurt me. That's going to hurt somebody else. When that's not the case. A gun doesn't fire itself.
Right.
Like, yeah, there's a thing called cook off when a hot barrel and the gun's
Oh
so hot and
sure.
the round's gonna go off. But like that doesn't happen.
They,
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so it's situational.
sure.
Like, it is a tool like anything else. And again, I got the privilege, I should say, to learn it like that. To be like, hey,
Mm.
this is a tool. This is my job. Unfortunately, I have to use this tool for my job.
Mm.
And I try to tell people that, like, again, it's inanimate. Like, it's what's behind it that matters. So people having this fear response, of course, it's going to be a scary subject.
Mm.
Like, again, it goes back to the human trafficking. People don't want to talk about it because it's real.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real. It's a problem. And I don't know. It probably should. I mean, most political things shouldn't be as volatile as they are. But like, right, the loud minorities on the far ends of every group has to like push the most extreme version of whatever popular idea is kind of out there because most people are going to be moderate on
Yeah,
most
exactly.
things,
I would
right?
I would 100% agree with you.
Yeah, but it's like the people who are like, yeah, guns are fine, but like, maybe we should have some safety precautions with them. Don't get hurt. Like they're just
Mm-hmm.
like fine with how things are at the moment, and it's like, yeah, like there's good and bad. So every single program and tool that we have in this world, right? Like, the UK has a knife problem and they have serial knife killers. So it's like, yeah, I mean, it's a different scenario. Like maybe they don't kill as many people, but like they're still causing like some real horrific damage. And also like killing someone with a knife is really intimate.
I Yeah,
Yeah.
I was told once when I was a kid that by a police officer. He was like a school resource officer. He was like, a knife is scarier than a gun to me, and I'm like,
Yeah.
why? He's like, because it doesn't need to be reloaded and it's silent.
Oh.
And like, I mean, then he went off to show us like some videos of like body cam footage of these cops getting
Hmm.
stabbed.
Oh.
And I'm not super like law enforcement friendly, or not
Sure.
not friendly, but like I don't, I'm really independent with a lot of
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Um, but watching somebody close a distance of 50 feet in seconds
Yes.
and
Yes, dude.
then immediately stab somebody, like, most people can't hit a target at 50 feet with a gun.
Yeah.
Like, anybody can stab somebody. It's
Oh
a
yeah.
primitive weapon, like, you don't need any skill to do that. And then I can just hide it. I can walk by you in the
Oh
mall
yeah.
and
Yeah.
stab you, and oh,
Drop it in a trash
yeah,
can.
exactly.
Yeah.
No sign,
I'm glad
nothing.
you said that though, because I've definitely seen videos of like simulations of somebody like pulling their gun from their holster versus somebody charging with a knife, and the
Mhm.
knife guy usually like even if you get shot, you're still running towards them, man.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you're already in motion,
It,
so the likelihood of you getting stabbed is pretty high.
I would say so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we see how many times you see like, oh, machete guy on the highway or knife wielding
Oh
person. Like,
sure.
oh, I mean, it's again, it's not the tool's problem. It's what's behind it.
Yeah, it definitely is. Um. So let's transition a little bit.
Yeah.
Why did you decide to leave after 7 years?
There was a few things. One, I thought that I wanted to be an electrician. Like,
Mm.
weirdly enough, right? It's
Okay,
such a
yeah.
weird thing that I didn't end up doing.
Sure.
But the unit I was at when I was at the safety and security team, there was rumors since I had gotten to Boston in 2011 that the unit was going to move to Cape Cod,
Okay.
and again, it was just rumors. So, and it was like, that's not actually happening. That's not happening. Like, it's never going to happen. Well, So 2 months after I get there, basically, they're like, "Hey, we're moving to Cape Cod," and I'm like, I was living in New Hampshire at the time. I was
Mm.
commuting to Boston like every
Okay.
day, and then I started commuting to Cape Cod every day. And I
Dang.
was making the decision if I want to reenlist because I was at
Mm.
my like 6.5 years, and I knew my contract was about to expire. And I tried to. There's things called like temporary duty orders or TDY. I don't remember what the Y stands for, whatever. But basically, like you could take somebody in one spot and put them somewhere else where they needed.
Mm.
So when we were moving, our unit was not operational at all. We couldn't do anything. So we'd go down there, do a day job, and come back. And for me, all the firearms were still in Boston because the armory there had not been set up yet and had not been like inspected and rated to be holding firearms.
Okay.
So I would go to Boston, check my shit in the morning, drive to Cape Cod, putz around the office, play soccer, throw a baseball around in a helicopter hangar or airplane hangar, drive back to Boston, pick up my car, and go home.
Oh,
So it's
dude.
like a 4 hour commute every day.
Jeez.
And I know that the unit I was at, that was on the other side of that armory, was down a person.
Mm.
And I went to my command when they're like, "Hey, what do you want to do? Like, do you want to reenlist?" I'm like, "Can you guys like temporary me back because they need the person I'm in the role of. We have two other guys at the unit now that I'm with who are not firearms instructors. We're
Mm.
not operational. We don't need me here right now.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
the other unit needs me. So can you guys help me out?" Like, and they're like, "No." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm not gonna re-listen."
Yeah.
And
See ya.
it was just it was simple as
Crazy.
that.
Yeah.
Like it was literally just like, okay. I mean, I know I signed the dotted line saying I don't get any, I don't get any say, but believe it or not, you
Whatever.
get there's a lot of say in where you what you do and where you go. Like,
Yeah.
so after just driving the commute, man, like I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. It's destroying my mental health.
Mm.
Like, we're not operational. I'm going down there playing soccer on the day, like,
Yeah.
and
Right.
then
You're
going. That's it.
just digging around,
So I'm like,
anyways.
let
Yeah.
me go do something I like to do. And I got out. That was it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah.
What was it like taking off your uniform for the last time? Really?
Weird, man, because like you wear it every day.
Oh
Like,
man.
it's the same clothes every day.
Mm.
Like whatever, 6 pairs. Like you just wear it. But for me, I had 2 months of leave saved up, so they call it terminal leave.
Okay.
So like, I had my 2 months of paid vacation basically that
Nice.
I waited because I knew I was gonna like
Yeah, dude. Right at the
I
end.
didn't really
Yeah.
take leave that much. Like, so I used it all at the end, and I had like the 2 months saved up, so I was getting paid for a couple months, which was nice.
Mm.
But the day that I had to do what's called TAPS or Transition Assistance Program, and it's like a week long course where they're like, "Hey, this is how you transition back to civilian life. This is
Wow.
what you do. Like this is how you like
Whoa.
whatever. Like whatever you think it is, it's probably that. Like
You
how
don't
to
talk to people
yeah,
like this.
exactly. Like how to find a doctor, like all that kind of stuff. Like
Whoa.
because
Like
you
how to do
didn't
your taxes.
literally like things like that. Like because you don't have to do this stuff. Like
Wow.
obviously you have to do your taxes and everything,
Yeah.
but it's like it's things in the military that you take for granted. Like
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you have a doctor on site all the time that you could just go to, I'm
yeah, they're
sure.
like, oh, make
Yeah.
sure you go to the VA, make sure you do all this, yada yada yada, and you do it or you don't do it, and
Wow.
but they don't really prepare you
Mm.
for the reemergence of yourself and your agency,
Yeah.
because that was the most interesting thing. And it took me, I got out in a weird time. So I got out in the end of 2018.
Mm.
So I had like 2018, half of 2019, right? And then COVID happened.
Yeah.
So I was in the
Mm.
transitional period, like trying to figure out my life. And I was working like odd jobs here and there,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
during
yeah.
that in between.
Okay.
And then COVID happened and I lost my job. And
Right.
I had no idea what to do.
Mm.
Like, and I know a lot of people had that similar thing, but a lot of people also weren't, fresh out of the military.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
like
yeah.
enrolled in school, like in a community college, just like doing my classes and stuff. Like, oh, this is what you
Mm.
do. I guess you get out, you go to community college, you
Yeah,
get it,
yeah. High
whatever.
school, military,
Yeah, yeah,
college. Yeah.
yeah. So then COVID hit, and I'm like, I had no idea. I was so happy that I had VA for
Mm.
health insurance. Luckily I never got sick, but like, that was a year lost, and that was a year of being like, who am I? Like, I wasn't in school. Like, I was
Sure.
online school. I wasn't working. Like, I
Mm.
couldn't work. I Companies weren't hiring that time,
Yeah.
and I didn't really have any transitional skills.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, my skill
Sure.
set was very specific to what I did.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure, especially right out of the military, right? Like finding a job has to be difficult. Your resume's got to look just
Well,
insane.
yeah. And so
Yeah.
why? Like, I actually, so like before I left New Hampshire, I had a interview with an awesome company that
Mm.
was uh, produces night vision, and they needed a test, like a firearms tester.
Oh,
I'm like,
sure.
so they're like, hey, you're a perfect candidate for this. Like, you've used all these weapon systems, like you've used all this
Mm.
equipment. I'm like, awesome, this is great.
Yeah,
And
perfect.
then the day of the interview, they're like, hey, we're gonna hire from within. I'm like, oh shit. So that's
Oh,
what decided to make me move back to Connecticut because I
wow.
had no other choice at the time.
Sure.
And then that's the end of 2018. I have what, like 8 months of 2019 where I'm enjoying the menial job of removing boilers from basement that my friend's dad's
Dang.
company. Like,
Yuck.
so it was,
HVAC.
yeah, just like I'm like, hey
Yeah.
man, I just need to make sure that I have like some income, like
Yes.
what I'm
Yeah.
doing, go to
Absolutely.
school.
Yeah.
Like, the job was insane labor, but we worked from 7 to like 2, so like I had a lot of the day like where I could go to school. So I
Mm.
was like really like I was motivated. I was like, dude, I'm like, I get it. Like, this is nice. I could do what I want. I
Mm.
don't have to like answer to like whatever. Like, I could go out on a Wednesday night and go to the bar if I wanted to,
Oh
which I
yeah.
didn't, but like I could have. And COVID happened. I lost my job because I was in people's houses and we couldn't do that.
Yes.
And then I was lost, man. I'm like many people, severely depressed.
Mm.
Like, more so because I didn't have, I'm not gonna say more so, but like I didn't have a direction. I didn't have that, like, oh, my job just laid me off. Like, okay, I was like, if I was like a realtor or something,
Mm.
like, okay, like realtors are gonna be able to find another realtor job
Yes.
somewhere. Like, a finance bro is gonna be able to find another finance job. Like, he can work
Yes.
online.
Easy.
I can't, dude. Like,
Mm.
I can't do online work. So for me, that was a really tough time, and it was a lot of like self discovery in myself and realizing like, man, I don't know if I enjoyed my experience as much as I think I did.
Wow.
Yeah, and then only like it took me like 5 years to really just like find myself as a person again. Because, which I guess 7 years of losing my autonomy and agency, finding it again in 5 years is
That's fast. Yeah.
yeah, that's better than that's less
Yeah.
than it was.
Well, yeah. It's There's actually a really good quote that reminds me of where it talks about like mental health and negative mental health, which is just like it takes the same amount of time for you to walk out of the woods as it does for you to walk in.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like the
okay,
trail doesn't get shorter. Like it, you have to go the same route. So 5 years is impressive. Like, dude, I mean, like right, as you do become like a drone a little bit. Like
oh,
you
absolutely,
become
that's
like
the
this
point.
homogenized unit that like you have to be all on the same brain waves. Like it's crazy.
Yeah,
It really is
it is,
indoctrination.
man. Like,
Yeah.
you go in as one thing and they literally break you down. Like, they tell you, hey, we're
Yeah.
going to break you down and turn you into this,
Wow.
and you become that.
Yeah, and you signed
And
up for it.
yeah, you welcome it. And again, I can't say it was all bad. Like,
Mm.
I really enjoyed a lot of my experiences. I told you earlier, I miss it, but I think that is almost a trauma response to missing
Mm.
the. I don't have to think what I have to eat. I don't have to think what I have to wear. I don't have to think what I have to go do in my job tomorrow. The only thing I have to think about is how I react to a situation.
Mm.
So
Interesting. Would you go back?
maybe I
Maybe.
thought about it, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could. I don't think so. If they give me a really like good deal, maybe, but I don't think so.
Mm. Yeah. So nearly half of post 9/11 veterans say they find it difficult to adjust to civilian life. I mean, are there were there other challenges that you faced? Feelings of like disillusionment, um, losing a sense of purpose or a sense of self, and how did you deal with that?
I definitely lost a sense of self because again, you're a different person. So like
Mm,
you don't know like you don't know who you are, and it's tough. It's not just tough on you; it's tough on like the people around you because you're trying to either unlearn something or lean into it. Like
mm,
so, there's like again, that's probably the different type of veterans there are. There's the guys who want to just not be a part of it, or the ones who are just like, "Hey, I did this. This is who I am for the rest of my life."
yeah, this is my personality
Yeah,
now.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, and I didn't like that. I didn't want to be that person. I wanted to be me, like the person I've
Mm,
always been. So it took me a long time to not like shame myself over things, like, or I don't know. Like, I was talking to somebody the other day. Like, I still find myself like uh standing in an interview position. It's called
mm.
like you see cops like hold their hands on their belts like that.
Oh,
It's like that's a trained behavior. So like
interesting.
I caught myself with Dylan the other day. Like he started talking to me. I'm like I go like this. I'm like yo, why did his body up
Wow.
like that? Like I don't like
Whoa.
that.
Yeah, you're pressing
Yeah,
him.
like and I'm like I don't like that. And I'm like that's just like a learned behavior that and that's just one thing that you notice. Like
Yeah.
you don't notice a lot of other things until
Mm.
you're like, oh, I didn't realize that I had done that for so long. I
Huh.
didn't realize like if I'm not doing this, I'm failing, and like you beat yourself up over it basically. Like
Wow.
it's just because there's a lot of head games. Like again, this is boot camp, not like in the regular Coast Guard, but like you still carry those into it. Like and other people carry into it, so it's like you're all feeding into each other.
Mm.
And like you said, disillusionment, man, that's like a real thing. I was like, I there was times where I'm like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Like I don't know how I'm gonna get through this. Like my skills, I can't. Again, I can't just go find an online job or a finance job or something like that.
Mm.
Like I need to go to school. I need to relearn all this stuff as an adult, and then
Yeah, it feels like they leave you in a worse spot than when you
and
started.
that's I think that's
Yeah.
they kind of bank on that
Yeah.
because like they want to stay. Like
Yeah,
they
they want
want
you
you
to
to
be
be there
career
for a
military.
career.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say retirement wouldn't be nice at 40 or 38 for me. Like that would have been
Sure.
awesome, but like mentally, you see it, man. Everybody's got no hair or they're gray,
Oh yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah.
like I didn't want to do that. I
Mm.
didn't want to. I didn't want to literally like when they say sacrifice for life. It's not in the way you think.
Mm.
Yeah, it can be, but it's not really what most people think
Yeah.
like killing, getting killed or whatever. It's losing yourself. That's what you're
Sure.
sacrificing.
Mm. Yeah, you become a cog in the machine,
Mm-hmm.
just a shadow of your former image.
It's true,
Damn.
dude. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So it's hard to unlearn that.
Oh, that is. I mean, I feel like that is such an important thing to say. Even right, that's like for anyone who's like thinking about joining, it's just like, hey, like you need to. I don't know. I don't know. Like they're not going to provide you any sort of individuality training, like ways to like like a lot of like I guess like therapy type advice would be like do like your hobbies that are gonna like keep you separated from everybody else, right? Where it's like you're journaling or playing music, right? Where it's like I mean, did you even have an instrument when you were there?
So yeah, actually, so
Oh, no way.
and it reminded me when I was on the cutter, we had like a little band,
Oh,
and like
cool.
boat life is significantly different than other life because again, you're there for 2 months, 3 months, like chopping it up with these dudes. Like, and so a bunch of us played instruments. Like, I played the guitar, and we got our guitars out, and somebody had like bongos, and we just, chill out every once in a while,
Oh,
like have
good.
fun. Like,
Yeah.
so like there was. I'm not gonna say like again, it was not all bad, but the byproducts of the things that you lose sight of yourself in are damaging, and you don't
Mm,
realize it until you realize it. And some people might never realize it. And I'm sure that like attributes to the high suicide rate of veterans, like
mm.
where you don't know. And when you realize what had happened to your mental capacity and psyche, like I don't know, dude. Like it's
Yeah.
tough to it's hard to deal with.
Yeah, it's like with institutionalization, right?
Yeah,
Like you really,
that's exactly it.
yeah, they do. It is actually crazy how much they bank off of like once you're in for
You
life.
get paid well too, so like
Yeah,
that's definitely like another thing.
yeah,
You
it's
have
a
no
good
health care
draw.
and you get paid. You get
Yeah,
your regular pay, then you get housing allowance, you get like cost of living expenses, like you get everything, dude.
mm.
It's nice.
Yeah, I'm sure they pay for your school too.
Yeah.
Like it is crazy. I mean, right? Like,
So there's that.
unfortunately, it's
They know what they're doing, man.
they
Like
know what they're doing.
that's the tough part.
They are specifically targeting poor people,
Yeah,
like lower income people who don't see themselves going anywhere. Right?
yeah,
It's like,
exactly, dude. That was back
yeah,
to the first question. Like,
yeah,
I know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna go see the world.
yep.
Like,
If I'm not gonna go D1, I'm joining up.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Damn, that's terrible.
Yeah,
I don't like
I don't either. Looking
that.
back now, I don't like it. Like, I really don't.
Yeah, it's I mean, I don't know. Would you, if you were in charge, what would you do?
Of charge of like
Like the Coast
the
Guard?
entire Coast Guard.
Yeah.
I don't know because like I like the Coast Guard. Like I value the Coast Guard. I think they're again. I'm really out of touch with everything now,
Oh,
but I
sure.
think they've been moving in more of a progressive way, like focusing on mental health because they
Mm.
know like and
Yeah.
they definitely were aware of it. Like we had like things like we'd have like an all hands meeting like hey this person's here to talk to you about this like
Oh
just
man.
talk about that like so there was a lot of things like don't get me wrong like they have the resources to keep you happy to keep you happy
Mm,
you know what I mean like to
sure.
keep you calm like there's definitely like their programs
Mm,
but again you're not yourself
yeah.
you're what they want you to be.
Sure. Did they? I mean, this might. I don't know if you how much of this you would know, but like something like that, it just makes me feel like it's a recipe for like the VA to just like hand out antidepressants to
Oh
everyone.
yeah, I'm on antidepressants.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I've been trying for 3 years now to not be on antidepressants.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
there was a while when I first got on them. Like the one I'm on right now is fine. Like I have no side effects.
Mm,
I don't notice them, and that's what my therapist is like. Oh, that's good. I'm like, well, like maybe not. Like I
mm,
don't feel any different than I did before them. So,
right.
and I don't think I'm a depressed person. I'm just
Yeah.
like a realist about a lot of things, like
Yeah.
stressed out like most people are in life.
Mm,
But yeah, I got out of the military and immediately was put on antidepressants, and
wow.
I was a zombie. And this was like during that COVID period.
Mm.
Like so, it
Yeah. So
was
you're
even I
isolated.
was like
Yeah.
isolated. Like, I'm not gonna say isolated because I was with my family and my girlfriend at the time, but like
Okay.
I
Yeah.
still like from society,
Yeah.
like and we became an echo chamber at each other, and like
Wow.
how things go. Like, and I was just zombie, depressed. Like I didn't know how to move. I didn't know how to move forward because I was never taught how to move
Mm.
forward.
1 week is not enough.
No,
Yeah. That's
no,
like
and
crazy.
again, and it's not even like they don't tell you about that stuff. They don't tell you about like the mental side of detaching, of losing yourself.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's like a more important integration than like physical integration.
I agree, and that's
Yeah,
what it was. It was more physical. It's like, oh, you go to usajobs.com, you can find a good
yeah,
job. Okay, yeah, like you go find a job that they're offering. Oh, my skill sets don't meet that at all. Sorry. Oh, you're shit out of luck.
yeah.
Yeah, like how many firearms instructor jobs are there in corporate? None.
None.
Like,
Yeah,
so I have very limited options for what I was.
yeah. It's like start your own gun
And,
store or whatever, right?
like
Like,
yeah, guns are fun, guns are cool, but
uh,
like it's not who I am.
yeah, yeah. No, I definitely. I feel like you are a very creative person.
I like to be creative. Yeah,
Yeah,
I do.
yeah, I think you. I don't know everything. It's so interesting, dude. Right, like the all the stuff that you talk about with like your random skills and things. I'm like, joining the military was not my guess.
Well, and see that's like growing up, like both of my parents are super like crafty and creative. Like my dad grew up as a carpenter and a builder. Like to this day, he still is like repairing my brother's new house. Like
Nice.
he's there every day building. Like
Mm.
so, he was always building something. My mom was always crafty, so like we were always crafting something. So like I always when I was younger, actually, when I like one of my first like earliest like memories of something, it was like I want to be an architect. But
Mm.
then like I slowly like I guess self doubt started creeping in, and it felt unobtainable, and I just shoved it off to the side.
Mm.
And I was like you can be an architect. Like self
Uh,
doubt crept in,
oh
and
yeah.
like teenage depression kicked
Damn.
in. I know, right? And
Yeah.
like as an adult, I forget about that. You forget, like, and then I joined the Coast Guard. I forgot all about wanting to be an architect,
Mm.
right? Like, I remember drawing floor plans for people as a kid, like in like fifth grade. I'm
Oh.
like, yo, let me
Damn.
design you. Like, I was watching MTV Cribs. I'm like, yo, okay, let me draw this house. Let me give this to you as a gift, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I didn't realize that like I was like a creative person until after the Coast Guard,
Right.
and I went to art school for a little bit, which I don't know, I guess a lot of people don't know, but that's not it's so art is such a weird thing to have as a career
Yeah.
because it's I don't know how to describe it. Like you either get into teaching
Mm.
or you become a artisan, which you end up hating what you're doing because you're doing it
Mm.
for money now.
Yeah.
So like you're losing the point, and the thing is
Right.
not turned
Right.
into your whip to like,
Mm.
hey, I have to do this today. Well, I don't want to do this today. Well, I have to. Like,
Mm.
and so you stop doing why you did art in the first place.
Right.
So like I like to blacksmith from time to time. Like
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, I have like an anvil and a forge in my house that I need to like actually set up
Awesome.
and like
Yeah.
do the thing again. And I was, like I use AI to talk to things like, like whatever. And I was talking to it about like self shaming into doing things because,
Mm.
like, again, I was taught in the military, like, if you're not doing something to the best of your ability, you're failing. Like, you need
Wow.
to be better. You need to, like, work harder, figure out a better way, which in the grand scheme of things, like that, the idea, that's an awesome idea, but the way that you're doing it is you're
Mm.
punishing yourself.
Yeah.
So I started hating doing everything. Like
Mm.
things that I love to play the guitar, but I turned it into my whip and I was cracking my whip, so I stopped playing.
Wow.
So like I was talking to AI about this, and like it's like, hey, the second you start to like categorize blacksmithing as the whip, you need to stop. So
Mm.
like, and that's like it really like alerted me to like self sabotaging myself and all my creativity because of that. Like I'm like, oh, I can't draw this. Like it's not perfect. And like
Yeah.
art is hard because there's no
Yeah.
perfect art.
Yeah. There's
Like
no such thing as perfect.
so to have that mindset of such rigidity was really like damaging to me in like my artistic creativity.
Wow.
Like and it took me again a long time to realize
Mm.
that I was stopping myself short and missing all of the steps that take to master your craft
Sure.
because I thought it needed to be better instead of taking a step at a time.
Hmm. Dang. I mean, you play and do art and stuff now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm trying to really like do it again. To
Mm.
have no like there's no end goal. And that's what art should be. Like that's what
Yes.
creative outlet should be. And my
Yeah,
outlets
man.
were creative, but they weren't outlets.
Mm.
So like I would be like, I'm gonna play the guitar. Okay, I wanna write something. I'm like, this is dog shit. Like I don't wanna do this anymore. Like that note was sour. Like that doesn't belong there. Like
Mm.
your picking is not as economical as it could be. Or like that fret buzz, like what is that doing there? And this is all me cracking the whip instead of like learning why is this like that? Why am I
Yeah.
doing this? Like why do I feel this way? And how can I enjoy this
Mm.
instead of making it into you know the
Yeah.
propulsion system of me doing things.
No, definitely. I think that's probably good for me to hear too, in case I actually start making money on this podcast. Because it's like right now it is just a passion,
And that's
right?
awesome.
Yeah, it's just something that I can
There's no
do to
pressure.
yeah, no pressure. I could just talk, I can listen, and I can share some art, right? Like this is for me, it's a pretty good art form.
It is,
It's
man. This is
definitely a
your
good
medium. Like
release. Yeah,
again, art knows no limit. Like,
yeah.
and people always try to categorize it. Like, I went to art history school. Like, that was literally I was learning how to inspect art.
Mm.
Like And I'm like, yeah, it's cool because like you're looking at like historical art and architecture, which is awesome. Like I don't get me wrong, like I can tell you different like eras of art, but again, art is art. This is art. You know, like
Yeah.
who's gonna break this down? Nobody. It doesn't need to be broken down.
Mm.
It doesn't need to be categorized in something. It just is. It's an expression of your
Ah,
creative whatever.
cool. Yeah, I like that you said that. That's really cool. Yeah, there's I mean, it's like right. You always see like musicians where it's like their first couple albums are always significantly better
So
than
good, man.
everything
Yeah.
else, and it's because once they start making money, it stops being a
Yeah,
passion.
you have
Yeah,
to. It
yep,
turns into a want to have to,
yeah.
you
It
know.
becomes I need to make
Yeah,
a
I gotta
radio
do it.
hit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Now
uh,
this pressure from the record label.
yep.
Like
Yeah, if I don't produce this song in 3 months, I'm off.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's
yeah.
all
Might as well turn to the algorithmic, you know, glory, like the four chords that just strikes
that
that thing.
work.
Yeah, yeah, the
Yeah.
four chords that work. So, whatever. It is a shame that it does become that way. Uh, not everything. I mean, also like going off of just like jobs, right? Not everything popular is good, and not everything good is popular. And there's so many like artists out there who probably should be famous or at least have some form of recognition who just don't ever.
Yeah.
Like I could show you some art afterwards. I bought art from a local artist in town named Zarzan,
Okay.
and he's got like these really cool like abstract psychedelic pieces.
Sweet.
So yeah,
I'm
I was like,
excited.
I
I'm
gotta
excited to
get
see
these.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're really cool. Um, so when you look back on your service, what accomplishments or moments are you proud of?
Definitely Hurricane Sandy. Like that was awesome. Um, Not even accomplishments, but just like meeting people,
Mm,
like getting to really know people. Like you do, like I know a lot of work cultures, like oh, we're a family here. No, man, I was families with these people. Like
sweet.
like
Yeah.
we did go to Thanksgivings at each other's houses. Like
Mm,
we celebrated holidays on the ship together. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So like
Yeah.
you really people are the same as me. There's another
Mm,
19-year-old who's 1,000 miles away from his family, who's
yep.
probably in the same situation I am. So you
Yeah.
really get to know each other.
Yeah.
Like I still Snapchat one of my boys every day. That like we bonded over cars, like just some random thing, like or one
Mm.
of my other friends, like he still was in Boston. We bonded over hot dogs, bro. Like,
Oh,
and we
so
still talk
good.
to each other all the time. So like,
Wow.
it's just little things like that you forget that these are also people.
Mm,
And a lot of the times these people are the same age as you, like completely different socioeconomic places, different races. It doesn't matter, dude. Like you're
mm.
all stuck in a ship together,
Yeah.
and you're gonna like it or not.
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely probably one of the biggest things to give credit to an organization like a military branch is the fact that if you leave if you leave the service racist, that's on you, bro.
I agree, man.
Yeah.
Like I grew up like not racist at all. Like I grew
Yeah.
up with everybody. Like so to me, like really because there are racist people in the military, man.
Sure. Yeah.
Like experiencing that for the first time like that, I'm like, dude, what is happening? Like
Yeah.
this dude sleeps above you. If he wanted to, he could kill you in your sleep.
Oh yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
be nice to him, man. Like be nice to everybody for whatever reason, but like really be nice to this guy,
Yeah. Come on,
like
dude.
uh, dude, that shit has no place in anywhere. I can't
Yeah.
stand it, dude.
Yeah. It's a choice.
Yeah, it is. It's ignorance.
Yeah.
It's an ignorant choice.
Yeah. What is the biggest life lesson you learned from the Coast Guard?
Shit, this is a tough question.
Yeah. Yeah, we're getting into some of the more introspective stuff.
Like it's hard to answer because there was so many life lessons that I learned. Like again, one of them is like sometimes you just have to trust people.
Mm,
Like even you don't want to, you have to.
sure.
Like if you disagree with somebody, like you're still relying on this person, they're relying on you. Like you need to be able to work it out and communicate. Like
Mm,
communication, huge. Like I mean, yeah, I think it actually might just be communication. Like at work we have radios, right?
Yeah.
Like, and dude, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is like radio etiquette and
Oh, it's so
communication.
bad.
It's so bad. So like in the Coast Guard we use radios every day. Like
Okay, yeah.
that was like our thing. So radio etiquette is like a big deal.
Mm,
Like, and it has to be because it's like standardized across all
yes.
mariners and pilots and whatever, right? So like hearing some of the way people talk on the radio, it kills me, man. So like
Yeah, yeah.
the lack of communication, like conciseness, like who, what, when, where, why kind of deal. Like, I don't need to know the story, man. Like, if somebody's,
Yeah.
slipped and fell and broke their neck, like, I don't need to know that they slipped and fell and broke their neck. Like,
Oh,
just
sure.
tell me, like, hey, we need first aid here now.
Yeah, well,
Like,
also like the amount of it's like we have these codes for a reason, and like people will just call and just be like, "Yeah, there's like one of the animals is like bleeding profusely," and it's like, bro, like everyone can hear this.
yeah, yeah,
Like you need to stop.
yeah. Just again, location, what happened?
Yeah,
Like, what do you need?
yeah,
Like, let
short,
people
quick.
respond
Yeah,
and not have to sit there like, oh, well, yeah, this person was doing this and this and this and this and this. Oh, they're bleeding on the floor now. I don't need to know what they were doing. I just need to know they're
yeah.
bleeding on the floor.
Yeah, it's not good. It's like yeah. We should I mean we did I remember taking like a walkie-talkie etiquette course at the job. I mean it was like
It's
maybe 20
important,
or 30
dude.
minutes, but clearly they're not giving this presentation to everyone.
No, no, it's
Like,
very important.
yeah,
But yeah, I guess it boils down to communication is probably the biggest life lesson I learned through the Coast Guard
that's a good
because
lesson.
a lot of it, again, you're being told what to do. A lot
Mm.
of hurry up and wait, or about a lot of voluntolding. So like being able to like communicate freely without having to call somebody by their title or something is still something that is weird to me. So
Mm.
like at work, like which I didn't know how to talk to people because I'm like, well, this person doesn't have a title. This person doesn't have an insignia or a name
Mm.
tag on them. What do I call them?
Sure.
Like,
Yeah, do
like
I salute?
do I call the president by his first name? Like, you know what I'm saying? You'd get reamed if you called somebody like
Yeah,
in that position, like your
sure.
captain by his first name.
Oh yeah.
It'd be sir or Mister whatever, Miss or Miss whatever, like or
Yeah.
captain. You know,
What would you just say like President Trump or like Commander in
well,
Chief,
yeah, you used to say like the president or like
Mr.
yeah,
President,
like
yeah,
stuff like that. Like, I mean,
the Don.
yeah, yeah, right, exactly. No, but like you're usually like it was like a grace of like you had one above, one below. Like below,
Mm,
you call them whatever. Like you go by your last name usually.
okay.
I'm not gonna put anyone in the spot with the last name, or
Yeah,
like
like Jones or
yeah, yeah,
Smith.
yeah, be like Joe
Yeah.
Smith, whatever, or like your person above you, call them by the last name. But again, things really break down. You really get to know people, and you know who like it's the same thing as a day job. You have your professional
Mm,
person and your outside of work person,
mm,
but they just happen to blend together. Like, and
sure.
you know the time and place to call somebody by their full title.
Oh yeah.
Like, and
He'll just feel it.
yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
I was close with a bunch of people. Like, my boy Chris, like the hot dog kid, hot dog guy.
Nice,
Like,
nice. Yeah.
I never called him by his title or his last name. Like,
Mm,
we were the same pay grade. Like, he was one above me, and like, we were chill. But like, some people I was not chill with. So I
oh
called
yeah. Yeah.
them,
You'd
I
have
called petty
to.
officer or whatever, like by
Mm,
the rate, like uh like an MK was a machinery technician, so I'd be like, yo, MK3 or whatever.
wow.
Yeah, so
Oh
little things
man.
like that,
Okay.
just
Yeah.
who you got close with. So like
Cool.
in the civilian world, there's no name tapes. There's
No.
no rank. I don't know.
No.
I call you asshole if I want. Like,
Yeah. You
and you
could.
can't do shit.
Yep. I can't get up in your face and yell at you.
No, like you can't send me to military prison
No
for
military
being late to
prison,
work. You know what I'm
no
saying? Like,
exile
yeah,
island.
no exile island here.
Uh, um, was there like a difficult choice or a moment that you had to make during your service that I don't know, just like something that you thought would go differently?
I guess like the only choice that I really got to make was like what rating I chose.
Mm,
So like what tech school I went to. So
okay.
there's a saying called choose your rate, choose your fate. And then
Mm,
basically you pick it. Like you could
wow.
change. It's a process.
Okay.
But like sometimes they might not let you,
Sure. Yeah.
because like
Yeah.
oh you're billeted to this position. Like we can't fill it. Sorry, you have to stay.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. We need you
yeah,
for this.
exactly. We
Yeah.
need you here. Like, you can't leave. Um, that was like my biggest actual decision. Like, that was another thing about the military. You don't have to make decisions unless you're paid to make decisions.
Mm.
I was paid to tell, like, be told what to do.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
even in my position as a firearms instructor, like, I just, I had my curriculum that I taught. I had my phases of fire, stages of fire that I had to go through.
Mm.
So, like, I was making micro decisions, but none of those were really like memorable
Right.
or worth,
Yeah.
like, so I guess my biggest decision was choosing my units and choosing my rate.
Okay. Yeah. And that was. You think you made the right choice?
No.
Oh.
I don't. And
Oh.
people tried to talk me out of it. But
Damn.
like at the time I was like, this is what I want to do, man. So I'm going to do it.
Okay.
Like, like I want to, I'm not completely like the only reason I say I made the wrong choice or not the choice I should have made was post military life.
Oh
So
sure.
like if I was like I had two other rates that I thought about really going to. One was machinery technician, which would have been like your mechanic, like your boat mechanic, like your HVAC mechanic, like
Mm.
you're like the backbone. Um, and the other one, like these are like the top two like rates in the Coast Guard that the most of is MK and BM, which is boatswain's mate.
Mm.
So like they're the boat drivers like that. And I was torn between those two and then gunner's mate, which I was like that was my number one. I was actually like at the time they had closed the gunner's mate school to new people.
Mm.
So I was at my first student for like far longer than I should have been because like there was a surplus of GMs, gunner's mates. So like I was on this waiting list for like 2.5 years,
Wow.
and so in the meantime, I was part of what's called the striker program for MK for machinery technician. So basically, I had uh, somebody assigned to me who was an MK. It was like an MK2, right? So it
Mm.
goes. The rating is like E1 through E9. There is an E10, but there's only one.
Mm.
So like at the time I was an E3, and there was an E4, an MK3 above me, and an MK2 above me
Mm.
that were my strikers. So like I was striking under them. So basically, I would just follow them around. I'd do their job with them, and I'd have, which one of my favorite things from the Coast Guard or the military in general is called PQS, Personal Qualification Standard. So it's a list of things that you are required to know how to do as this position, and I love it. It's like it shows that hey, you did this. It'll be like,
Mm.
so one thing will be like, oh, change the oil on this motor. Okay, MK2 watched me do it. I did it on this date. He signs off that I have done that at least one time.
Mm.
So then there's just like pages and pages of things that you have to do. Like, oh, replace this valve. Okay, I can do that. Like, like
Hmm.
replace the prop. Okay, we did that. That's another
Yeah.
check sheet. Now I'm like 3 out of 3,000 or however many.
Oh
Not
sure.
3,000, but
Yeah.
like it's a good amount.
Yeah. It's a
So I was
lot.
like, so I was almost, I don't know, I would say 80%, 90% of the way through from striking, and I had to make that was a decision if I continue striking or like, hey, I got orders to go to school now. What do
Oh
I do?
man.
Like, I would have
Yeah.
stayed another 4 years on the ship as that rate, which I was not against doing.
Mm.
But in hindsight, I think I should have done that because I
Ah.
would have had actual, tangible skills,
Yeah. Not just shooting
not just
guns.
shooting guns or
Yeah.
maintenance guns or taking
Yeah.
guns apart. Like, yeah,
Yeah. Doing engineering shit would just allow you to actually do anything.
yeah, exactly. Like,
Yeah.
and there's so many categories I could have went into it.
Yes.
Or if I was a bosun's mate, the BM, I would love to drive a tugboat.
Oh
Like,
sure.
like
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
I would love to live a tugboat life, but I can't drive a boat.
Yeah.
I could
Mm.
drive a boat. I'm not licensed to drive a boat. Big difference. I'm not a captain, so like,
Yeah. Yeah. I got my smart safety like Connecticut cert for boating.
yeah,
I
okay.
think it's like up to 30 or 40 feet, something like
Oh,
that.
nice, dude.
Very
I
small
I
boats.
gotta
Yeah.
get into that.
Yeah, it's cool. Dude, it's super easy.
I could whip a
Yeah.
small boat around, dude. I had to be qualified for the MSST. Like that was like a thing. So like if you're a tactical boat crew member, you had to be able to drive the boat. So like
Yeah.
we would be doing our training and like the coxswain they're called, like the dude in charge of the whole unit
Mm.
or the whole like team. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm having a heart attack!" Like, and
Oh,
I'm like,
yep,
"Oh
yep.
shit, I gotta fucking we gotta figure this out." And then I'm just like blasting through Boston Harbor, like lights and sirens, like
That's so
screaming
good.
past people, and like
Yeah.
the little I mean, I'm sure you've seen the little sailboat things that are out in Boston Harbor all the time.
Oh
I'm like,
yeah,
yo, get
yeah.
out of the way, man. Look out.
Things like the like
Emergency.
catamarans
Yeah,
or whatever.
whatever they are.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool, man. That's good to know that like the situational training is there,
There's
right?
a lot
Yeah,
of it. Yeah,
most
we
of
had
it
a
is just
lot of
that. Yeah.
situational training. That was my whole unit. It was
Mm.
training, deployment, training, deployment,
Oh, geez, yeah.
training, deployment.
Yeah, I mean, I think it probably, we need more, our local police forces need more situation training, right? Because the military is
Don't
like
even get me
90%
started, dude.
situational and
Don't
like
even get me
local law
started.
enforcement's like 5%.
Don't even get me started,
Yeah.
man.
All right, we don't have to talk about that. Has your definition of patriotism or duty evolved as a result from your experience in the Coast Guard? Yeah.
Yeah. So I wrote a paper in one of my college history classes, and I titled it "Patriotism and Propaganda."
Oh,
Right, and
yeah.
I'll send it to you. It's nothing crazy,
Okay.
but basically we're just studying like World War II, and like I just wanted to talk about the differences between uh, a U.S. soldier and a Japanese soldier, and
Mm,
like the ideologies and the mindsets of them going to war against each other, and they both were going to war for the same reason, right? To fight for their country, to
mm.
be patriots. But really, they were. It was just the propaganda of the guise of patriotism,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
and I kind of spoke about this briefly when we first started. It was like, as a dude, like that's what you're brought up into like a few alleys. Like you're gonna go
Mm.
to college, you're gonna go to sports, or finance, business, or you're gonna go to the military.
Sure.
Like there's
Yeah.
really no. It's a weird course of action for us, right? So that's propaganda,
It is.
right?
Yeah.
Like I'm being told what to do subliminally through something.
Sure.
Something is being dehumanized. Like, and I got really deep into like World War One to propaganda, Cold War era propaganda of like dehumanizing people, and
Mm.
like the specifically
Oh
the
yeah.
war against the Japanese. Like
Sure. Yeah.
the
Like
propaganda was
no, I was gonna say, man,
out of
like
control.
the derogatory terms and nicknames for enemy soldiers is like wild some of the times, right? Like
I I mean,
yeah.
yeah, we know. We don't have to
Yeah,
really
we're not
talk.
gonna say
I'm not
it.
gonna. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not glorifying any of that.
Yeah, yeah.
But like, I mean, there was literal pictures of people as rats. Like, and what
Oh
is that doing?
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
dehumanizing another person to make it easier for you to kill them.
Mm.
And the same thing was happening for them.
Sure.
Like we were seen as demons. Like
Yeah.
so
It's
it's
us versus
easy.
them,
It's easier to
tribalism,
kill
yeah.
somebody when you think they're subhuman.
Yeah, they're not a person.
Is that
Yeah.
patriotism to you?
Yeah, no.
No, it's not. Like,
No.
so I really thought about that. Like,
Yeah.
what is patriotism?
Mm.
Is that me fucking
Yeah.
storming the Capitol? No, dude, that's not
Mm.
patriotism. Patriotism is nationalism under a
Mm.
different name. And it's kind of disgusting to me now that I really
Oh,
think
sure.
about it.
Well, do you mean like oh, well, I mean patriotism as in
Yeah.
like the modern societal view on patriotism is nationalism versus like what patriotism should
Yeah.
be, which
Yeah.
is like just upholding the Constitution, low key.
But like, you could be a patriot for, again, the term is so
Yeah,
bastardized now
yeah,
because like you could be a patriot for your
yeah,
cause,
sure,
like essentially a martyr with, like
right,
it's a strange thing that the power of words have on
yeah.
things.
I mean, I definitely think patriotism involves, like, honestly, speaking and standing up against your country
Yeah,
to
right.
call them out on the things that is like BS and that they shouldn't be doing,
Yeah,
right?
no, I
Is to
agree.
like keep
Okay.
them in check, keep them in line, like, right? Checks and balances is all nice. Unfortunately, all organizations have a tendency when they are around long enough to lean towards corruption. And it's like if I don't know, even with like local police forces and stuff, it's like what's with all the internal investigation? Why don't we have the like a third party investigator like actually take a look at these things that is like, not the police or not the government looking at themselves for like let's say the Epstein files
Yeah, right.
where it's like this is clearly a bipartisan issue and every single person like in government right now is probably a bit guilty or compliant.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, at least compliant. Yeah. Yeah, where's all this money going? Um, So I mean, I can see that. I can see. I mean, dude, like,
because you think you're doing the right thing,
yeah,
but you've been some brainwashing,
yes.
programming. Like,
Going back to, let's say, right, one of the main reasons I've abstained from joining a military service is the propaganda and like the fact that I will become somebody who I don't want to be.
agree. You
Yeah.
become cognitively dissonant in yourself, and you're angry.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah, turn to drinking.
it's easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't we just leave it on a cliffhanger?
Yeah.
This has been a new lens. We're gonna come back for a part two. This has been incredible. Probably just a whole separate episode, whole different week. If you made it this far and you love the story so far, please subscribe. This has been a new lens. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Will.
We'll see you next time. Hit that.